offhand comment on a prior stream that I'd been hoping to do something like this, and I am beyond ecstatic that I'll be real. I did not think that this was going to be actually something that would happen. I just thought that was going to be like, oh, wouldn't it be nice if? So very excited to be here making this happen. So we've still got a couple minutes before he's ready to join. And I wanted to spend a moment going over just very broadly, very briefly, some of the making of, because I'm obviously super proud of this tool and what it does. To begin with, for those of you who don't know what cube drafting is, the concept is that you have a cube of Netrunner cards. And a cube in this context is just a large set that is pre-designed and predefined. So in this case, these 464 cards would be considered a cube. And the term cube originates because you can divide that down in, among groups of players in fairly even packets or what have you. So, I'm going to mute that. So we've got the cube here. Ordinarily, the way you draft a cube is to divide it into sets of, say, 10, 15, whatever many cards. Everyone takes a packet, passes it to their right until all the packets are used up, and then you've got your cards and you build a deck out of them. Pretty straightforward, right? But the way that grid drafting works is different. In grid drafting, it is a strictly 1v1 game. In grid drafting, you lay out your cards in a 3x3 like so. Each player then takes turns choosing a column or row. So by definition, you're getting 3 cards if you're first pick, and the next turn you're getting 2 cards if you go sideways, and 3 cards if you go vertical. So you can alternate your picks, you can decide how you want to, but take a look at this board and realize that it's not immediately obvious which card you're drafting. Let's say, for argument's sake, that the one card you absolutely want for your synergies in your deck and whatnot is green level clearance. Okay, interesting situation. Do you want to go vertical and take Tsurugi, green level, and Ice Wall? Do you want to go horizontal and take Gila Hands, green level, or TGTBT? And you're not drafting the best possible deck you can. You're drafting the best possible deck relative to the deck you're leaving your opponent to draft. So if they really, really need Gila Hands to work, maybe you decide to pass up the Tsurugi and the Ice Wall and take the Gila Hands away from them while still taking what you need. You have picking and counter-picking all baked into every decision. And I find that fascinating and yeah, really cool. I've only ever actually grid drafted once in all my time playing Netrunner. Oh, hang on a second. Looks like we are good to go. Okay, let me pull Burn back in. Knock knock.
Hello. How are we doing?
Hey, everybody! Baa Ram Wu of WooTube. Welcome to the channel.
Hi. What do I call you? I've never asked what I call you on stream. Do I call you Bounty Hunter, I guess?
You're welcome to call me Bounty. You can call me Ahmed. People tend to call me Bounty, and that's fine. Somehow calling me Bounty Hunter repeatedly for an hour seems like it'd be a problem.
Potentially. Cool. Sorry, carry on with your description.
But how are you doing today?
Really well. Yeah, I've had a great day. It's been nice and, well, I'd say nice and warm for the UK over here, so not too bad.
UK warm equals our surviving. Got it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm from East Coast. I'm USA. I'm in the East Coast. So in any event, that's how you would select your cards, and you would keep going until the requisite number of grids is done, and you've taken the number of cards you're going to get. They've listed here 14 in order to build decks of, I want to say 30-ish cards. So I've modified that to 16 in order to draft grids of 40-ish decks of 40-ish cards, and so this is the style of drafting that I've wanted to do for a long time and never been able to, because I mean, it's hard enough to get a game of draft to run, a game of Netrunner. Good luck firing this and finding someone to draft with, and there aren't any tools online to do it. After I started working on this, I did get a message saying that they do exist, and I saw down here a mention that grid drafting versus an AI exists, but it kind of totally doesn't. And yeah. So I decided to make it myself. And this, in brief, is the code that I've come up with to do that. And I don't really know how to code a lot of it, but that's where ChatGPT comes in. Many of you have probably heard of this as being a meme machine, a jokes-making machine, a highly productive thing, the end of the world as we know it, and everything in between. I can't speak to all of that, but I can say this. It's a hell of a tool for learning and for co-coding. I will keep this super brief because there's a good chance that this is not going to interest that the intersection between programmers and game players is not as wide as I would assume. But if there is interest in this, please let me know, and I will happily make the making of video dedicated to this. I started off with something as broad as asking, what do you know about game development on Android? This is what I'm familiar with. Can you show me a simple example, something that would display 9 images in a 3x3 grid, but if one clicks one, the other disappears? And it came up with a socket-based scripting for JavaScript that I could copy in and try to use. Problem is, I've never made a server and client before, and so this quickly became something that was overwhelming my ability to learn. So instead, I settled for making a local tool. Okay, that's enough of that for now. This conversation and all of the different debugging I've done goes on for like 100 pages. It's quite awesome just how much value I've gotten out of this tool and how much I've learned using it. But that is a story for another time if there's interest. For now, what we actually got. The way this works, and I'm going to put this actually, how do I blow this up? I guess I can't. The website is anrgriddraft.glitch.me, and actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to paste that into chat right here. And as of now, I consider this to be, if not finalized, certainly feature complete. It works well enough to use. And if it doesn't, I want to find that out today so that I know what I have to fix so that it can work again. I haven't had the chance to use it and play a game, but Baa Ram Wu and I did kind of click through it for a while a couple days ago. And I've made some updates since then, by the way, because I can't stop working on it. If
for anyone who's not aware, which is probably most people, I've woken up every morning to see a stream of updates from Bounty, telling me what he's been doing, and it's been absolutely fascinating to see the lengths which he's dived into to make this work. So I'm excited.
Thank you much, man. The way that I've gotten around as much as I can get around the problem of not being able to directly server connect to someone is instead of using random, it's using a seed. So if you are set to set up any seed, I don't know, like Curio, let's say, and load the cube, it's going to give you the same set of cards in the same order every time. So you've got Renee there, you've got Reclaim, you've got Same Old Thing, you've got On the Lamb, right? And if you were to refresh and try the exact same, God, did I put an H in Curio? I don't remember. You're going to get the exact same grid every time. So if you and a friend are on stream together, hint, or are able to communicate via Discord or by whatever means, all you have to do is have both of you enter the same seed, any seed you like. You can make up any word you like. And what will happen is you give each other what column or row you're picking. You pick for yourself, you pick for them, go next, and you will be synchronized in your card picks as you go down. Now, obviously, it's a cube, which means some of the cards that are not legal in standard form Netrunner anymore, like account siphons, been rotated from standard. I don't think, has Faust been banned, or is it just rotated at this point?
I think it's rotated out. I think it was maybe Order and Chaos.
Okay, fair enough. Levy, though, oh no, Levy's also rotated. I feel like there's some banned card. Oh yeah, Lamb. Lamb is in this set, and it is definitely banned, but doesn't matter. A one-off doesn't matter in a cube situation. It's possible to draft these powerful cards. If you're in a situation where you're going through and drafting and you don't remember a card that you've drafted or what it does, you can easily click on it to open it up and take a look at it, and it'll open in separate tabs so you can go back. I've also finally figured out how to sort these by type. So your code gate breakers and barrier breakers and whatnot will be hopefully grouped together. If not, that's a bug I'm going to have to work out. So yeah, that's the tool in a nutshell. With any luck, we don't run into too many snags. I think that's about it. 16 rounds of drafting by my math gives you 3 and 2 is 5 cards every grid. And so after you've drafted for 16 grids, you'll have 40 cards minimum. Or if you take 3 cards every pick, you'll have 48 cards. So one way or the other, you should be able to build a legal 40 card deck. And and lastly is IDs. You can draft ID cards just like you would draft any card. All IDs are, for purposes of this cube, following these instructions, are considered to have 40 card minimum, infinity influence. Did I miss anything? Does that about sum it up?
I think that's pretty much everything. I can't think of too much more.
Sweet. Now this is our first run at doing this, and I will be honest, even if I've spent a week or two working on this, I've spent almost none of that time playing Netrunner. So I have very little concept of how powerful the cube is, what's in it, and what it means for it to be in it. The list of the cube is here to look at, but this is not a situation where I've studied this and have a good idea. Notably, if you look at the split between all the different card types, it's pretty even. There's about 50 or 60 of each type of ice. There's 77 icebreakers, which means ratios are pretty good on this thing. So hopefully we get to draft everything we need to. Shall we get started?
I should think so. We probably need to come up with a seed, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. What would you like?
Well, I think I'll take the first letters, and let's say Mopus feels like quite so MU. How would you spell Mopus?
Magnum Opus, MOPUS.
Yeah, MUPOS, all lowercase.
Wait, MOPUS or MUPOS?
Yeah. MOPUS.
Okay, all lowercase. I agree.
Yeah.
Mopus. I like it. It speaks to money, but I also want to speak to scrambling everything, making everything confused and random. Ocalypse. OCALYPSE. Mopusocalypse.
Very nice. Mopusocalypse. Okay, very cool.
You can check to see on stream. Are we matching, or are we
let
synced
me
up?
just have a look here.
Mopusocalypse, or do I have a typo?
Oh, I think you're missing a P. Are you missing a P? Oh no, you're not. No, Mopusocalypse. Yeah, that looks good to me.
Well, we're gonna know when we hit load cube. Ready?
Absolutely.
Oh, would you like to be first, or shall I?
You go first. It's your software.
For anyone who's following along, wants to see how this works, just type your seed or don't. It doesn't matter. Hit load cube, and you will be greeted with the runner cube. This right here is just text. It doesn't have it's not a secured box or anything. So if you're so inclined, you can go to Netrunner DB, copy this portion of a link from any deck list at all, paste it in here, and use your own cube. I've preloaded the 2023 StimHack cube as kind of a default because it's one of like 2 cubes that I could find on the whole of Netrunner DB, and it's the most recent. But this is intentionally left open so that other people can put their preferences. And actually, the way I have this coded is I can add more URLs here down the line if it becomes, prudent to do so.
Do you wanna just shout out what was the actual website which they need to go to run
Oh,
to
sorry.
run this?
Yes. Let me flash on screen here. It's ANR grid. Sorry. Yeah, ANR grid draft.glitch.me. So I've got it. It should be showing up in the comments on the stream right now. ANR grid draft.glitch.me. Because that's where the project is hosted right now. Feel free, by the way, while you're watching this, y'all, if there are things that you think, oh, this really should be like that, or it'd be better this way or that way, feel free to shout it out. I promise you, I'm not the kind of guy who gets pressured into making changes. If I don't think I can do it, I won't. But I'd like to see, where people think I could easily improve or I couldn't, as the case may be. Okie dokie. Let's take a look at this grid. What do we got going on here? I see a bravado, which I like because I like money. Ooh, we've got our first ID.
Oh, okay.
First time
So,
you make a successful
um,
run of Argus. So you are not required to draft an ID. You can always use a blank 40 card 0 influence ability, but you would be a fool not to at least draft one given an opportunity. Looking at the list of cards in the cube, actually, we should confirm. Are we seeing the same grid? I've got Joshua B, Frantic Coding, Queen's Gambit, Bravado,
yeah,
Gang Signs, Xanadu. You got the same thing I got?
I've got exactly the same. We're looking good.
Cool. Alrighty. Yeah, this is literally going to be troubleshooting live. I love it. It looks like the IDs include Geist, Captain Padma, Freedom, Kamalu, Haley Kaplan, Cabanessa Wu, Leela, Max, Sable, Quetzal, Reyna, Renee, Kit, Steve, Sunny. Dang, there's a lot of high powers in Tau. On that list, this does not seem very high powered, so I probably would hold off on going overboard
Yeah, there's
there.
some good stuff here though.
I like money a lot, and I don't know. This is not the power board that I would have wanted to be for my first pick.
I mean, you can get a bravado. Bravado is always good.
Yeah, that's kind of where my eye is. Bravado, and then either I think I'm gonna take left column confirm. Yeah, left column confirm.
Cool. So you've got Joshua B, Alice, and bravado.
Bingo.
I was tempted by that. I was also tempted by the middle column, middle row, because I was quite tempted by the gang sign. I think I'm gonna
This is really
take
good.
the right hand column because I like the idea of having an Atman. I feel like that could be useful, and Queen's Gambit is money. It's potentially pretty risky money, but it is money.
So this cube contains, I want to say, 3 Queen's Gambits. Let me quickly check. Two Queen's Gambits. And I find that really interesting because I don't think there's a lot of players that would stuff their deck full of them.
Yeah.
But that's why the cube can be full of them so that you have to choose. And it's a good choice to make. So are you confirmed right column?
Yep. Right hand column. Queen's Gambit, Atman, Xanadu.
All right.
Let's see if that becomes one.
And next grid.
Okay, so I've got Muertos gang member down to Tau.
Bingo.
Cool. Okay.
Oh my god. Okay, this is the power grid that I wanted to start with.
So we've got a double 5-cost console down the middle. I think I'm drawn very much towards David Kongamato Tau. If I had taken there was an incubator, yeah, I'd be very tempted to take this Friday chip and or the Knobkery. I mean, I think I'm taking right column. A tiny bit of me wants to take top line, but no, I'm going to take right column. So I'm going to take David Kongamato Tau.
I think that's the correct pick. I definitely wanted all of those things. Looking at what's left, it's a tough call. Taking 2 consoles feels bad no matter how you slice it, especially 2 expensive consoles.
Yeah.
Egret is, in all things, slow and only on a rezzed piece of ice. And as of now, I don't even have a breaker, so I don't know if it's warranted.
Hilariously, there's somewhat of a combo with Muertos gang member there because they res a card and then you can put the egret on it. So, you know.
Yay! I remember once playing against somebody who actually resed ever played Martos gang member in seriousness, as opposed to as a meme or binder fodder or something. And the entire game for me became about, when will I be able to take that away from you?
I
How much
remember
value
playing.
will I get?
I played Murta's gang member like
With seriousness?
semi seriously back in the day. I'm pretty sure. I mean, yeah,
I love that
maybe
we're
not
doing
so
runner
good.
first, because it would so influence my drafting of the runner to know what corp I'm teching against.
Yeah.
And I really like that I can't do that. I'm gonna take. What am I gonna take? All right, let's run it out. Friday chip is only useful if I have something that cares about viruses. I don't have a virus yet, therefore I don't have anything that cares about viruses, and I would need trashables. Hacktivist meeting is just generally good, especially in an environment where we have to run 5-3s until we draft better.
Yeah.
Taking
And
two console,
like
bad.
it's likely that econ is going to come from assets, at least
Here's
some
another
assets.
here's another thought. If I draft a row, I can only draft 2 cards. If I draft a column, I only have to include 2 of them. So if
True.
I take this column and I prefer Knobkiri over Dinosaurus, that's fine.
True.
So I'll take middle column, confirm.
Okay.
The Mopus Apocalypse continues.
Okay. Next grid.
Yep. Looks like it's my pick, and Aaron
Ooh.
Marin and Diversion and Hyperdriver and Lucky Find and Sneak Door Beta and Clone Chip are all on the same board, and Verbal
This
Plasticity and Jin. Who the heck designed this
damn.
board? This is so good.
This is a spicy
So
one.
so there's a problem with this board, and that problem is that there's too much to choose from. um, let's think about it with 5 seconds of seriousness. I still have no breakers, but Diversion of Funds is bad in no deck. Diversion Sneak Door Clone Chip is an excellent line. Aaron Marin Diversion and Hyperdriver is excellent.
Yeah,
Anything that
that's where I'm drawn. I'm drawn to that quad.
same. Anything else is just okay relative to those. Like Jin and Clone Chip are nice, but again, as of now, I've drafted no programs. For you, Clone Chip is really nice. It can refresh your Atman and your David. It gives you a lot of options. Do I hate you having Clone Chip enough to not take Aaron Marin, though? Scored or stolen, free card draw with tag removal. Why am I thinking about this again? Yeah, left column confirm.
Left column.
Yeah.
Lovely. I mean, you've got a Knobkiri. You had some good virus in on the right column, but like you definitely chose the best one there.
Yeah. There is technically a nerve agent. You're right. After
Yeah,
numerous
nerve agent
attempts at getting in,
and
I
Jin.
might see an extra card.
Jin find your stuff.
It's true. Jin Clone Chip Nerve Agent on any other board would be good, but there's Baby Account Siphon and Account Siphon Enabler in a cube with 2 account siphons.
So I do quite want the clone chip, but I think the middle column is just better. It includes draw, it includes money, it includes a sneaky something. Sneak door is actually also really good with Tau. I'm taking middle column.
Oh my god, yeah. I didn't think of that. You're right. And if you're thinking of yourself as Tau, then definitely.
Yeah.
All right, next grid. And oh no.
Oh, well, okay. So,
okay, this is clearly a power cube. There's a lot of powerful stuff in here. There's been very few grids that are like everything here. So, we have 7 folk watching. Hi everybody, welcome. I hope you all are having a blast. It is me and Baa Ram Wu getting together to do a grid draft.
We've got a few on this side as well, and this is tricky because like I kind of with you having Knobkiri, I kind of want to stop you getting medium and Gravedigger because I'm a bit scared.
Absolutely, look, I agree, and that's why my reaction to this board was because I knew that was a issue.
I need to look at some of these cards as well.
Diversion
Seg testing could be good. Medium
turning into a
seems
criminal. I would absolutely love to draft a good criminal ID. Leela or what's the name? Steve would go amazing with my deck.
Steve would be nice. I'm also tempted to take top row because it has E3 feedback implants, and so far I've got
E3.
Kongamato and I've got David, and that gives me medium and
That's
E3.
really good, actually.
Um, the scrubber security testing are both like kind of good money. I think though, based on what I've got so far, like they're my two options. Both of them include an exploit, which I don't think I'm going to be able to play. Although I do have a Xanadu, so there's something there as well. I'm going to take that top row with medium and E3 feedback implants on it.
Good, good, good. I don't think I'm going to be in a position to punish your Gorman very hard. I don't have enough suppression to think that Gorman will win me the game. Other than Knob Curie, I don't have any real virus synergy going. Gravedigger with Scrubber would have been really nice, but that's literally impossible. We're not seeing... Spearfishing for a deck that currently has no breakers.
It's something. It's a way in.
Is not the worst thing to take. But then again, I've gotta have some faith we'll find breakers eventually. Although we are oh my god, this is grid 4.
So what did we decide we were doing? We decided we were doing 16. Yeah.
So we're a quarter of the way through.
Okay.
Already. This is actually going much faster than I thought.
Some ice that's over strength 5, and I can break one like end the run. So I'm all good.
So what I'm hearing is hive. Got it. I think the correct answer here is middle column. I don't know what my MU situation is going to be. I don't know what my rig's going to be, but security testing and Scrubble will give me sustain in every situation.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right, next grid. Oh! It happened. It happened.
And you can get it with Rozeki as well. That's disgusting.
Oh my god, this is so good. Okay, so the reason we're flipping our shit is because of this rotated card, Leela Patel. Whenever an agenda is scored or stolen, add an unresed card to HQ. Now combo that with my other card, Aaron Marin. Whenever an agenda is scored or stolen, I can remove a tag and draw a card at any time. So add on to that, just the amount of pressure I can provide is high, assuming I can ever get in. Now, also being offered is Torch, which is the only breaker we've seen so far, I think. Do you have a breaker yet?
David. Not a normal one.
I mean the standard breaker.
Yeah, no.
Torch is super expensive, but it's a 4 strength, 1-for-1 code gate breaker, and I think that's like the first of its kind to do that. Moose Safecracker is pretty terrible. Like, it's not going to fire much. Rozeki is so good that it got banned out of standard for being too good. It's money every turn, which the Corp can barely do anything about. My inclination is to take Torch with Rozeki, but that was what we call cheating, so I can't do that.
You definitely can't have that and Leela. Like,
no. At that point, we're just completely. So I think the correct answer here is left column.
100%.
Because I'm going to find other ways to break code gates eventually, and failing which, left column is confirmed. Failing which, I'm going to find some other way to get in. But let's say that Baa decides to go assets. Let's say he decides to make a very taxing server, and all I have is an AI breaker. Money will cure all wounds, and I'm Leela. Like, that's the way you win. Or not. I don't know. Again, I'm not good at drafting. I really enjoy it. Like, legitimately, right now, I'm having so much fun. The hardest part for me of building a deck is coming up with a concept and then thinking it through and then coming up with the fun ideas and then agonizing over every pick. Here, it's like, that all gets done for you. Build on the fly and use your wits. I love that. All right, it's on you, man.
This is tricky. I really like By Any Means, but I think it's going to be pretty bad here. I think I'm probably going to have to take... Oh, it's a fun card. I think I'm going to have to take top row. I'm quite glad you didn't manage to get the Citadel Sanctuary as well, because you've got Joshua B, and I wouldn't want you to have both of those.
Joshua B! I didn't think about that. Oh, you're absolutely right.
That might have been the first time I haven't pointed something out, because I was like... I
No,
can
no, no.
take. I'm taking top right.
Okay. Oh, just so you all can see the feature, if you click this button at any time, it undoes all selections, so you can then go back and do them correctly if you've misclicked or if the client bugged out or something. And last time we tested it, it didn't break our uh randomness
No,
sync,
it seemed
but
to work well. It
maybe
seemed
it
to
did
work.
this time. So let's find out. I'm seeing neutralize all threats down through Maw.
Yes. Okay.
Sweet.
This is
Okay.
on me, isn't it? Is this on me? Yeah, it's
Good
on me.
luck. First pick. Oh, we got our first breakers.
We've got
Well,
oh,
second breaker.
we
Okay.
have two breakers here.
Mm-hmm.
There's quite a lot of cards which I like in this like pet cards. I love
Mm.
more, but more is very
Really?
expensive. I love more.
I don't think you have an. I don't think you have a console yet. You do
Don't.
not.
So
And a 2 MB
more is
console is
tempting.
bad.
Battering ram is awful, but it is a breaker. It's a way through some
What grid are
eyes.
we at? We are on grid 6, which means after this we have 10 more grids to go.
Yeah.
Also, you'll notice these plus minus signs. That's just a visual indicator of how far you've gone.
Day job, DreamNet. I like flip switch. Flip switch could be like quite good considering I don't know
This
when
is
I'm going to
all
be able to break
gas.
stuff. Um, like I might just go. This feels quite bad because I should be looking at taking at least a breaker, but I just don't want to take battering ram and fairy. I don't have any way of recurring it as of yet. Unless, well, if I take middle column, I guess I then have trope, and that is a way of recurring a fairy.
Oh, wait, where? Oh, you mean right column? Oh, middle
No, if I
column,
took
middle row,
middle,
middle
yeah, if I
row,
took middle row,
middle row, middle row.
I think I'm just gonna take the money and the draw, which would be the middle column. I do like
I
having more. Could take bottom row. Ooh, I have got some draw already. I think, yeah. I feel, yeah, I've got verbal. No, I'm gonna take middle column because I think it makes your choices slightly more. Or
I agree. I think
boom.
middle column's correct. It's all gas without any specific tool, and that's reasonable.
Okay,
Uh,
that's locked in.
I I do not want to take an additional console at this stage, especially not another expensive console. Um, I do have a bit of a combo in sticking battering ram on the Dinosaurus.
Oh, that's true. That then makes it.
Then my strength, my MU is not a problem. I get the 2 MU value, and it's a base 5 strength. So that's pretty sweet. That doesn't lose strength as the run goes. Factor is irrelevant, but it's a 5 credit fractor
Yeah,
that
that'll
you
be
get
fine. You put it on your
that breaks.
Dinosaurus. You've only spent 10 credits to break some barriers.
Yeah, and no, not 10, 12. It costs 2 credits to break a
Well, yeah,
single subroutine.
you also have to fire
Have you ever seen an ice wall that charges somebody 7 credits for the privilege of interacting?
it.
I've forfeited agendas to do that.
I'm gonna be pulling a vanilla the minute that you do that. You watch.
Host up to 3 cards from your grip face down. You may look at them, click or trash, add all cards on bookmark to your grip. Left column is actually very interesting. You know, depending
Neutralize
on
is
how
good.
the cards come through, it's an HQ interface with a downside.
You've
It's
got
a
Leela.
sentry breaker get in once.
Leela plus
Hmm.
neutralize is actually quite grim.
And it's bookmark,
Oof.
which means when everything is coming in the wrong order, just click, save your cards, and keep moving. And
Yeah.
it's kill protection when I'm up against Scorch nonsense. Like, it's not ideal. I wouldn't play bookmark ordinarily, but I wouldn't throw it out of bed for eating cookies either. It's also not drafting Maw and not drafting Battering Ram.
Yeah. I mean, it's a whole
Trope
column of zero cost things, which is good when.
Trope is really tempting. Hang on a second while I quickly check how much I need to recur to survive. It looks like nothing, with the exception of maybe Doof
No,
and
but you pull
Bravado.
back Doof, Bravado, they're both good.
That's about it. So I'm not like without recursion this deck isn't gonna work. I would rather have an HQ interface that costs 0.
Yeah.
So and I have Scrubber, right? Yeah, so mandatory trashing isn't the end of the world. Okay, next grid.
Okay.
Oh my
Ooh,
god. Oh
ooh.
my god. I love it. Okay, okay, guys who are watching, this is like genuinely giddy inducing emotion. Every time you click next grid, it's like you open a loot box and you see all the cool loot.
I
And
mean,
then you go, oh my god, what is this? What am I gonna get? What am I gonna get? So you know how we were waiting for breakers?
we found them.
We
They're all
found them.
here.
I'm debating taking the entire left column and just being like, I got all the breakers I need for every situation. Yeah, you know that whole Dinosaurus bullshit we were talking about? Yeah, you put Shrike on a Dinosaurus, and you're a very happy
Oh,
camper.
yeah, that's. I mean, that's still
But
10
again,
credits.
10 credits. Yeah,
um,
but what is Arbalest? I don't actually even know what this card is. First time it's turned break of me trash card. Oh, this is one of the new Parhelion cards that I couldn't imagine ever using.
yeah,
But it's two
that's
credits.
that's a draft card right there.
But it's two credits, and suddenly it seems okay. Tapworm is nice. Tapworm and Yusuf, what does Nopkiri do exactly? Use the MU
Yeah.
only for virus programs. First, you make a successful run, you may place a virus program. Oh, I think
If
we found my synergy.
if
I
you're,
think we
I
found my
think
synergy.
I think that's what
I don't
I'll be
have.
taking if I had an access to Nobkuri, which you do. Like that looks.
Say again?
I think that's the row I'd be taking,
Yeah.
the column I'd be taking if I had access to Nobkuri, which you do.
I mean, looking through the rest of these and what I'm leaving for you, I'm leaving you a Shiv, which is not the end of the world by a long shot. I'm leaving
Not if
you
you
the
take that column.
Shrike. No,
No, I
I'm I'm
wouldn't.
I'm I'm thinking of taking Abignale because I don't have a
Oh,
decoder.
okay, yeah, yeah, fair, fair
Now I
enough.
have a decoder, a fractor, and a killer, right? So I'm officially whole. I would
Mm,
be leaving Tapworm behind, and I really like Tapworm. Tapworm is a pet card for me, but I don't predict we're going to be in a high econ game. So I predict that Tapworm will be less good than it would ordinarily have been.
yeah,
We'll find out, but that's my impression. And especially if my deck is working right, then I'm keeping your money down, so it doesn't matter. Fansite is dead in this deck until I find something to do with it. There's a lot of good stuff here, and I do not have a lot of fast money. I have
mm.
bravado, and that's like it. Do we start off with hedge funds by default? Or sorry, for gambles by default? I want to say we don't.
I know we start off. So we start off with Jackson, right? Or like
No, yeah,
in
Jackson for the
classic.
corp. Oh, yeah, but here it is. Sure gamble is in the cube, therefore we do not start with it because
Ooh,
that would be.
okay,
All right, I'm going to take Yusuf, Abignali, and Fansite. I am taking middle
gotcha.
row, and I am sad faced to leave behind breakers for you, but I
Mm,
don't really. But it's not worth not taking Yusuf. Yusuf is clearly a good
yeah,
card and a
I
half.
think so. Now my issue here is that I can take the Abassi, but at the moment decoders are the only thing that I have. I've got a
Wait.
torch. Um,
You got a medium, bro.
uh,
You already won the game. You took medium before I could.
I mean, I guess I've got Atman, I've got David. Yeah, I mean, if you got medium, then with North Korea, I'm in like a ton of
like like
trouble.
like, like here's what you do. Here's what you do. You run our R&D with medium until I have to ice it. Then you admin R&D until I have to ice it. Then you David R&D until I have to ice it. Then you sneak door into HQ and move my ice around and keep running R&D, and I lose to medium. Game over.
Very nice. Um, I'm I think I'm probably taking bottom row here. Rigging up is a pet card because it's modded, and I was basically petitioning for modded to come back for a long time, and
I do love
no
modded.
Signo do it. It has two killers, which means that I have some way of dealing with sentries.
You
Uh,
have Shrike, and Shrike could save your life. Yep.
I'm taking bottom row.
Okie dokie. I would do the same in your shoes. Next
Okay.
grid, your first pick, and we are halfway through the grid after this, or halfway through the draft after this. Which
Okay.
again, I gotta say, this is going way faster and smoother than I thought it would.
Now,
Oh my god, seriously,
I'd
so good,
now
so good.
if you hadn't taken the Yusef on the last one, then I
Yeah,
would instantly snap up the Yogg here because otherwise you've got like Yogosaurus and then like like basically, I guess if you do that, I just draft 0 code gates, which would be
No,
like
no. You draft
would be like,
one so that
oh
I have to
yes,
pay 10 credits.
yes, exactly. Yeah, draft 1 4 strength code gate.
4 strength,
But
just to be perfectly frustrated.
yeah. I like the Peace in Our Time. I like the Logic Bomb a lot. Um, it's whether I take the Peace in Our Time or the Armitage. Um, maybe I take the bottom row because at the moment my decoder is Torch, which is 9 credits, and 5 credits is less than 9 credits. Um, like I kind of like the Armitage. Is Peace in Our Time gives you money though, which feels bad.
It gives me money and you
Well,
money.
it'll give
They made
everyone
an
money.
NBA they made an NBA card like that, which was the
Yeah.
card of the day yesterday, and everyone had a good time laughing about it. But you know what? When they print an ID that says every time you give the runner money, they lose everything,
Oh
we're gonna be,
yeah.
oh, now we understand.
Suddenly everyone's playing congratulations in their decks.
On any turn where you give the runner 2 credits, they cannot draw cards. Wait, what? Broken kill combos? Data loop?
Ah, ah, Armitage or Peace, Armitage or Peace. I'm gonna take bottom row.
That was the obvious choice to my mind, for the sole reason that you have E3.
Yeah.
So at this point, for those of you who aren't following,
E3 and Logic Bomb don't like Logic Bomb gets through everything anyway.
oh, sorry, the Kongamato is the one that's a bypass and
Yeah.
grappling hook. I'm thinking of the wrong thing. Yeah, but you've got one time get past ice for free with Logic Bomb. You've got one time get past ice for free with Kongamato. You've got one time get past ice for free with David or more depending. You've got Tau, so that's scored or stolen. Make your server harder to get in, harder to get out. There's a lot that you do that just makes it hard for me to keep you out,
Yeah,
which is
I
kind of
probably
key.
like I might pick up a Fractor, but I might just not. If I don't see a really good one, I might be like, I can go without a Fractor. We'll
So
find
I'm
out.
struggling to find how I'm going to get money at this stage. You took the road that I wanted, and Armitage is bad in no deck. It's a magnum opus for 1 credit because rarely is a game slow enough that you need to click magnum opus more than 6 times.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, red team lets me do what I already like doing, which is running.
Red team is good. Game day is
Man,
pretty good because you have
is
if
it?
you happen if you just because you've got bookmark. Game day plus bookmark is an actual combo which can draw you a decent amount of cards.
I guess maybe. I don't know, man. Game day is a double. So
Yeah.
unless you were at 2 cards in hand or less, it's actually worse than just drawing cards.
Yeah, that's why you just put it all onto bookmark and then you draw all the cards. And
But
then
bookmark
2
is
clicks
3,
for 5.
right?
Yeah. You can put as
Yeah.
much as you want on it.
Oh, that's true. It doesn't have a limit. I'm not gonna draft things that make my MU go up. Sorry, my link go up. So Underworld Contact is almost certainly a dead card, especially if I'm Leela.
Yeah.
Do I have anything hostageable? I've got Aaron
Aaron,
Moran, Joshua
Josh,
B, and that's about it. But that's pretty good. I think top row.
Aaron Moran is
Hmm?
worth hostaging out early.
Yeah, that's why I said I got those 2. I think top row is the correct answer because emergent creativity could help me in a pinch. Sack a program, get a program, pitch a program from hand. If you had taken it, you could throw away a torch and get anything you like.
Oh, this is true. Well, you could throw away your Dinosaurus and get your Nog Kari. Think about it like that.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely thinking top row because Armitage and Hostage are both really good, and emergent creativity is not a dead card.
Yep.
All right, top row confirm.
Cool.
Let me take a peek really quick over here at Twitch. Alrighty, we've got about 5-6 people watching. For any of you who are just joining, we are doing a grid draft. This is the grid draft website I've set up. The link I will flash in the chat really quickly over here is anrgriddraft.glitch.me. Come check it out, and always be running. Okie dokie. Am I first pick here?
You are indeed.
At last, something worthy of us. It's amazing how much worse second pick is.
Oh, really? Like there's a real significant downer. Like unless
I did not realize how much of a difference it makes, but it makes a huge difference. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 programs, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, the only expensive thing I'm running is Knob Dino, so I don't need the personal workshop that badly. I don't want you to have it because admin on and torch on the personal workshop is a stim hacks nightmare waiting to happen. You are running a lot of expensive stuff, and not letting you have that would be hugely valuable. Daily casts and supplier is slow eco, but it is eco. Do I have my decoder already?
you've got an
Abagnale. Abagnale is solid. You don't need a lot better than that. I mean, Unity is better, but I'm not running both and being happy I have both. I
I've
don't
always
want the
liked Abagnale.
spike. Yeah, especially that one time in the game where you throw it away and it saves your day.
Wins you a game.
If I was drafting purely for myself, I would take Botulus Panweave. That would be the logical thing to do. That leans heavily into my I'm Leela. I'm going to keep hitting you in the head.
Yep.
I would also consider Panweave daily casts because I'm poor. But if I'm drafting specifically with a view of making your draft worse, giving you Botulus is a death sentence. It gives you 5 ways to invalidate ice.
This is where you just go all assets, and then I I lose to assets.
No, because you have medium.
That is true.
You have the ability to make the game about R&D. I think the correct choice here. Let me take a quick peek at how little money I have, and then I can decide. La 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 la. I am broke as heck. I am broke as heck.
I think I've got 4 money cards, maybe 5 actually.
I would not be sad to get Personal Workshop with a Botulus. I would be very happy to have both those cards in my deck, especially since I'm thinking Nob Curie, Yusuf, and Botulus is such a great battery for those tokens. I don't want to leave Panweave and Daily Cast on the table, but I'm willing to do that potentially to have the Botulus in my deck. And Nob Curie gives me free MU for viruses, yeah? Yeah,
Yes.
so
so
even more reason to. So at this point, I'm kind of leaning into being a virus whore. So that makes sense. And I have Unity, so I've got decoders on lock. Yeah, left column confirmed.
Cool. Well, that means I was definitely looking at that Botulus, so I was thinking top row because then it gives me spike, which is my one like the only fractor. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take middle column because I want the daily casts. And I also have Sneak Door Better, and I'm potentially Tau, and so Panweave becomes a whole lot better. So I'm taking middle column.
Does Sneak Door synergize with Panweave?
Oh yeah.
Hang on a second. Successful run on HQ versus breach of HQ.
I'm pretty sure it's maybe someone
declared successful. Change the attack server. Oh no, you are correct. It changes the attack server before the success.
Yeah.
You are correct. Yeah, no, that is very good. I will give you middle column.
Lovely. Okay.
Next.
Ooh. Okay. We have some money
New
and some
IDs.
draws. We've got an ID.
And Sai.
Oh my word. But then I've got 3 decode. Like.
For me, the choice is completely obvious. So.
Okay.
And for you, the choice is completely obvious when you realize what it is. I leave as an exercise.
So it is pretty. Like firstly, I've got David, so like having Scavenge in my deck is amazing. Sure Gamble
Second,
is
you
just
have
good.
Ottoman, so scavenge.
Yeah. And Sai is
Third, you have no recursion, so
like
scavenge.
nutty good.
Sai can be repointed,
Is
scavenge.
there anything like
And it says sure gamble.
yeah, but I'd also be tempted by middle row. Like genuinely, I don't really want Rayner, but I quite like Guinea Pig as a econ card. I'm
You
taking the
probably
mid.
don't want me to play. Sorry?
I'm taking the middle column bay. 100%.
Middle column.
Yes. So
Column.
I'm
Okay. Yeah.
scavenge, gamble,
Agreed.
and whatever the last cut was.
And
Sai.
bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take right column because I want Guinea Pig, and everything else is good enough. Hernando Cortez I can't have, and Reina is not worth building around at this stage of the game.
Fair. I mean, interestingly, actually, like that left column has a lot of synergy, like
oh yeah,
like to itself.
It's just not the synergy we were aiming for.
No.
Either of us was aiming for. Okay, now we're cooking with gas.
Ooh, this one's a fun one.
I can't use this. I can't use this. I can maybe use this. Let me read White Hat. Make sure I understand it correctly.
Oh, that's one of my
Play only
cards.
if you've made a successful run on a central server. Okay. Trace 3. Okay. If unsuccessful, choose 2 cards for you to get rid of. Oh, okay. So it's if I have a lot of link or I'm rich, do pressure. But if I don't have a lot of link, it'll cost a lot of money to do a modest amount of pressure. And the pressure is to shuffle stuff back.
You play it to cause me, like, to cost me money. Like I have to boost first.
Yes, but it's a mutually assured destruction to at the tune of at least 3 credits. If White has cost 3 credits to play, would I play it for a Trace 0? Maybe not. I don't know. But then again, it's a pushing your luck thing. How badly do you want to keep your hand? The problem is Telework Contract is a snap choice, absolutely yes for me. And Special Order I'm strongly considering because I don't think I have anything that helps me find my breakers, but this helps me with not having a lot of card draw. Aesop's Pawn Shop can eat very little from my deck.
I don't know.
That's not true.
No, you've got a lot of zeros.
No, it can eat a lot of stuff. It can eat the bookmark.
And
it can eat the personal workshop. It can eat the fan site. It can eat. And do I? The problem is I'm going to be giving up Imp if I don't take Imp, and Imp basically turns me into a virus monster, which I already am threatening to be. I think money makes the world go round, and I don't have a lot of it. So I'm going to take the right column, Telework Contract and Aesop's Pawn Shop.
Yeah.
And I noticed there's an Eater in there. That's interesting.
I think that's pretty good.
Up to you.
So, I mean, I really don't feel like I need more ways of invalidating ice, but I'm tempted to take I think I'm probably taking the Security Nexus, just to really go down that sort of.
Makes sense to me. You have Link built into that, right?
I've got Link built into that, and I don't have a console so far. I am Tau, which works well with Sec Nexus, and I get daily casts if I take it, because I'm taking...
You have 2 daily casts? Man, I'm leaving a lot of money behind. So I right now in the draft, I think you are ahead. Like, just being straight. I have a lot of cheaper cards, but I don't feel like I have as strong a game plan. Your left column?
I'm left column. I'm locking that one
in. Next grid. On extra David. Well, now we have the console.
Ooh, do I want to take a second David? I mean, I could take the DDoS just to even more invalidate your ice. I mean, Desperado seems too good not to take. Mining Accident seems really, really good. I think I'm snap taking the bottom row here.
Yeah, that seems correct.
Yeah, that's done.
I will take the middle row. 0 is my only card draw. Basalar Synth Gland is incredibly good in my deck because it's incredibly good in draft format. And DDoS is one of the only tricks I have that says, too bad, I'm in. Haha.
You also potentially have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have a 9-click turn at your disposal currently.
Duh. Oh, I have a hyperdriver.
You've got a
Yeah,
hyperdriver plus a Joshua Bee plus a Basilisk Synth Gland. Like, if there's any way
that is
which
true.
you can exploit that, that is scary as
My
all heck.
resources are modestly need to stay in play. That's it. There's no resource I'm playing that's once I play this I need it to stay down except neutralize all threats. So I can potentially discard all of my resources and go tag me, or Aaron Marin my Joshua B for a couple turns.
Yeah.
Like it's actually I do have more synergy than I'm giving myself credit for. You remember how you had Torch?
Yeah. I'm not
Well,
playing
there's a
Torch.
yeah, but
But-
do you see how there's a kit on the board?
Oh, wait, I haven't gone to next grid.
Oh, I just
Ooh.
did.
Okay. Yeah, but I've also got
So, do you
Size
remember how you
Suck.
were playing Torch?
Um,
Let me take another look at Knob Curie and decide if I want to go Grimoire. Because then I would have two console copies of my console, which is
hmm,
actually really good for
that is
if
true.
you
Yeah,
actually want
yeah.
to see it.
Yeah, you can actually get
Knob
some
Curie,
consistency.
use the MU. The first time you make a successful run each turn, you can virus counter every turn. Versus when you install a virus program, you get 2 MU, but all purpose MU, half the cost. And the new rules are that you can install a new console without formally trashing your old one, correct?
You you overinstall it, yeah. So
Correct. Like
you
the old
may
rules, you were not allowed to do that.
yeah, you
So
can do that
new
in
rules.
new rules. You just have to be aware of MU because there will be a point where you drop the MU from your console. So
Interesting. So they count that middle phase when you're out of
yeah.
MU. Good to know. Two.
I think that's pretty like you've I can see that being pretty decent, and you can potentially have a stim hack with it as well, which feels
Yeah, I really don't want to give you the SMC because I feel like your deck struggles to find what it needs to find when it needs to find it. And I feel like an SMC in your hands is a free David whenever you want it,
mm,
or a free Atman whenever you want it. And that's a lot of power. But on the other hand, a stim hack personal workshop is kind of a dream come true.
oh, you do have the personal workshop, don't you? Yeah, that's
And it's kind of hard to not consider that. Um, I'm also trying to lose core damage to the +1 click, but core damage is a resource until proven otherwise. So, or is it Gachapon? Set aside the top 6 cards, get a program.
Oh, according to someone in my stream, with
Mhm.
consoles, you actually wind up with more MU for an instant when both are installed before the old one is trashed. Goes the other way. I did not know that. Thank you, Lucas, for pointing
So
that
it's
out.
like it's. You have Lucas in your stream?
Yeah,
Nice.
apparently.
Yeah, it's like that would make sense. It would be the equivalent of the legend rule in Magic. You both of them are on the board temporarily, and then only one of them persists.
That's fair. Okay, what are you
I'm
thinking here? Two good
it's tough. I
options.
mean, I'm thinking left column or left or top row, and I'm just trying to decide between those. I'm not eager enough to take SMC for myself without a stim hack to make use of it. I like the concept of having a backup console a lot. Penumbral Toolkit does what now? It's just money when you need
It's
it. Yeah.
stealth
Oh
money, and did you pick up
no,
did you
I
pick
don't
up
have stealth.
yeah, you've got MU Safecracker. That is technically safe. There you go.
I
There's
suppose it's true.
there's your
Uh, how bad would giving you kit be, considering that you have a 2 credit code gate breaker at your disposal? You know what? If you are kit, it means you're not Tau. So I'm going to take the left column
Okay.
because I would be okay with you being kit and not being Tau.
So I was happy with all your choices until you started saying you were going to take the top row, because I was like, if you take the middle row and you take the SMC, that's fine because I can have the Gachapon. I'll happily take the Gachapon over the SMC, to have the stim hack as well. I think I do want to have Kit. I then I like the idea of having Tau as well, so that's going to be like quite tricky. But I have two incredibly powerful, technically three incredibly powerful decoders.
Mm-hmm.
But I already have a lot of ways of breaking ice. But the middle column doesn't get me. I mean, it gets me Gachapon, which is good. I love Deus Ex because I've got a soft spot for it. And Satcon, I don't think I have any way of really being able to abuse Satcon here.
Just getting a comment in chat. Yes, we've each drafted a couple IDs. I've taken Alice Merchant and Leela Patel, of which I'm really considering the Leela. And Ba has taken Baa Ram Wu or Ba. What do I call you?
Either.
Okay.
I don't
Uh,
mind.
Baa Ram Wu has taken Tao, which it's pretty clear he's going to play, but he's offered Kit, and
Yeah.
Kit available to him in his deck right now is Cyber Cipher, as well as Torch and Yago. So big ass code gate breaker, free code gate breaker, incredibly easy to reposition, and cheap code gate breaker comes with an SMC to position it. Also has scavenge somewhere when I look for events.
Yeah.
By the way, I just this morning figured out how I was going to get it to sort by type as well as by subtype and keyword.
Oh,
And I'm
nice.
looking at your list and it's actually working. So it's very,
Sick.
very cool.
I'm going to take the right column because I think
I,
Kit.
I, I think that's the correct
I also
choice.
get to
And
play Kit with more influence. Like I get to play Kit
oh
with
my
unlimited influence, and like
God.
that's the dream,
Look at
right?
the next board. Look at the next board.
Who's first here? Is
There's
this
no
me?
wrong choices.
Oh my word! We've got Laguna. We've
There's
got
no wrong
Proco.
choices.
There's a Simmel chip in here. Oh,
Wait, there's a symbol chip?
There's a Simmel
There's a
chip.
Bugalter and a Proco and a Laguna and a Marklar and a Blueberry Diesel and a Revolver and a Boog and a Cat's Cradle and a Devil's Charm.
Holy hell!
Actually, no matter what you pick, I'm happy with a row or column that's left.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you
Um,
taking any column but the middle? I'll happily take your Proco Blueberry Diesel symbol chip. Are you taking any row other than the bottom? I'll take the bottom or the middle. Either run. So do your worst. I'm set. Proco Laguna being on the diagonal is awesome.
yeah. I think so. I think the right choice here, based on what I've got, I do not need any more breakers at all. I don't have a fractor. I don't care. I have a million other ways to deal with ice right now. So I
This is why you're a
think
better player than me. I'd be like, I'm still missing my fractor.
screw it. I don't have any way of abusing Devil Charm because otherwise I'd be tempted by this bottom row.
Yogg protection?
Yog, yeah, Yog is. All right.
I'm sorry. I couldn't resist the joke. At the
I
stage you're
mean,
in, you have 4 decoder options with
yeah.
repositioning. I think by the grace of God, you'll live.
Um, the no, again, I don't
Oh,
need
oh,
breakers. I'm taking the middle column.
you could take the cat's cradle.
I do
Now we're
not
talking.
want the cat's cradle. I'm taking the
You're taking
Simmel
the middle.
chip, blueberry,
That
and
is,
I want the Proco, so I'm
I
taking the
was
middle column.
sincerely hoping you would not take the symbol chip and the Proco.
No,
So good job.
I
You know you've picked the right thing when your opponent's reaction in their head or in the action is, ugh, as
oh,
opposed to good. Now here's the fun part. Take a look at my breakers and tell me how many killers I have.
you've got a fairy so far, I think.
I think I only have a fairy with no recursion. And I am Leela. So I probably want that pretty badly. Economically, I don't know if I'm high enough to be able to afford a 5-drop to click for 2 cards. But in case I don't draw, the Earthrise 4-drop gets a few cards. I probably want that. Devil Charm could bail me out once, but it's not important.
Yeah, we haven't seen any.
And I'm happy with Yusuf as it is. I don't think I'm installing Yusuf and Muckler.
No.
Muckler is terrible. Yeah, I don't think I'm installing Muckler. So functionally, this is interesting actually. So because grid drafting is grid drafting. Oh, hang on a second. I'm seeing a question. I just want to address this real quick. Will there be same algorithm for the corp side? To be fair, I'm waiting for a match. Yes, we draft corp and runner same way. Let's go with right column, I'd say.
Okay.
right column, confirmed. Yeah. I'm not playing all of those cards, but I'm happy to have them all.
Cool.
All right, we're almost there. And
Ooh, there's some spice in
what
here.
a power board.
There is some
What a power board.
spice in here.
I don't want to leave you any of this stuff, but I
No.
don't want to leave it away from myself. Cash is super good for me. Diversion is super good for me. Credit kiting is super good for me. Except that I don't have a lot of great targets. Oh, a card, not a program or hardware.
Any card.
That's good. Levy is, of course, amazing. Reaver is good. I don't want to leave you an Aesop's pawn shop if I don't have to, but I think I might have to. I'm just going to say F it and take middle row
Wow.
in the interest of both of speeding up the row.
I did
What's
not
wrong?
expect you to take that. I did not expect you to take that.
I really want to keep both the diversions in my game so that I can get them both off.
That is true. You like double
And I
diversion.
can and being able to levy all of that stuff back is probably the only way that my Aesop
you to take the bottom for the cash and the Reaver, but maybe that's wrong.
No. Reaver would be fun, but I don't think that I'm going to be able to set it up. And all that Reaver does is draw me cards, but I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-ish things that do that, so it's not critical.
Right.
I can always click for an extra card. I can't click to get all my cards back.
That is true. I'm going to take the right-hand column with Aesop's and Reaver in it.
Naturally. And the final grid!
Okay.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Oh, hello,
Are you
artist colony.
serious?
And Stimhack and Into the Depths. I think I'm taking that just mainly to stop you taking that because
Yeah, that's why I'm sad. Everything in there is gas, and more gas, except the Gabali that you're leaving behind.
Yeah, but I'd be tempted. Like I kind of want the Gabali, but then again, I've got enough.
That's what I'm saying is you're leaving behind the Gabali, but yeah, it's your call if you want to do that.
No, I'm just taking the left-hand column straight up. I don't want you to have the
artist colony.
No.
Yeah, I have at least 3 good targets for it, and it's Aesopable. I don't need anything that I'm seeing here. I don't want to take excess core damage from running hot. Prog Q, Concerto. Nothing here is exciting. What is Leave No Trace? Make a run when the run ends. Derez all the ice. That's a crappy inside job.
Yeah, but that's pretty good when you've got.
I think I take right column. I take right column, and I'm a Gabali plus Leave No Trace. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. Safe. Okay, that is grid 16. That's our last plus sign. Export lists to TXT. Save as. And I don't know if you guys are seeing this functionality or not, but for any of you following at home, that is what we're doing here. So pair one list, runner. I will save it as that. Technically, I should probably look at your list closely, but I think part of the point of this is that we're doing what we're doing right here, so I'm not going to go out of my way to study your list. I think a timer per grid draft round is another way to play this game. I would totally dig it to do this where you have 15 seconds per grid and have to keep that
I like
pace.
that. I think that would be really fun in terms of we could work that in for a second time at some point.
I am copy pasting my current list into a cube draft runner on Jinteki.net. When I remove the excess ID, I find that I have a 46 card deck with a 40 card minimum. So constructing the actual deck should not take more than a couple minutes, especially since I had to draft at least 3 duds, right? So in theory, this is a quick build later on. I'm pretty sure Eater only works with diversion of funds and literally nothing else in my deck.
It works with you've got 2 diversions and a levy, and you have Eater. I think that's like good enough, right?
Yeah, we'll see. All right. So are you set on setting up your deck?
Yeah, I've got like 44 cards.
So you've got to cut 4. I've got to cut 6. That should not be hard. All right. Click for next cube.
Yep.
And then load cube. We're still Mopocalypse.
Yeah, I'm starting with Psychographics down to Data Pike.
Same. All right. Let's get drafting, and I will, for the interest of time, try to keep the draft a little smoother. It's not smoother, but quicker.
Yeah, we can whiz
Is
through
the right
this
word?
when I'm ready.
Quicker. A little quicker, not super quicker, just a little quicker. Shit, I like everything. That's my problem. I like everything every time, and then I can't pick. I don't think I care that much about yeah, I'm going to take the middle column here and take Oaktown Pup with the side
Yeah,
attack.
that's what I would have taken as well.
It is very reassuring to hear that. Makes me feel like I made less wrong choices.
I quite like the Zato, and Data Pike is a decent code gate, which
Okie dokie.
which is
Right column.
runs. So I'll take right column.
Okay, next grid. First pick you.
Oh right. Oh, here's the hive. Look. I might have to take that just to stop you taking it because I don't have a good way of breaking it. I also have a cerebral, and I could take a Junebug and a seamless and Kakugo. Regolith Pad Campaign seems really good. With a paper trail to trash your oh, this one's tricky actually. This is genuinely hard.
And the phrase "that one's tricky" is why grid drafting is fun.
I like the idea of seamless launch Kakugo Junebug, just because I already have one other trap, and Kakugo is like mean. I like the idea of the money in the middle. I could go Kakugo red level. Now I'm gonna take the middle row. Yeah, I'm gonna take middle row.
Middle row is what I wanted, so good on you.
Nice.
So let's decide how much am I going for suffering and how much am I going for joy. I think if I'm trying to win the game, I take the top row. If I'm trying to finance the game, I go with middle. Hive is quite bad for you. Seamless makes that 1-4-2 much more scoreable. Paper Trail is not a great agenda, but Pad Campaign is really good. I don't want to take Junebug Cortex Lock. Although that might.
Decent. Cortex looks.
Not against Tau. And not against Kit. Kit runs into it and says, I have a breaker for that. True. Tau runs into it and says, next time I'm going to put that on a server where it's useless to you. And both times you're sad. I like Cortex Lock as an ice. I just don't think it's going to work against either of your runners particularly well.
That's fair.
I don't want to leave behind Seamless Launch. I don't want to leave behind Pad Campaign. Pad Campaign is slow money, but it is money, and I don't have any of that. Yeah, top row, Seamless and Agenda. And Hive.
I think that's fair.
In case I don't get more good stuff. All right, next grid. This is obvious. Janice Tollbooth. I'm kidding. Kidding.
Interesting. That's an interesting one.
Does GFI do? Oh yeah, no, GFI does do something. Okay, good. Yeah. I was like, that's a low influence, but it doesn't matter. But no, that's not what it does.
I think I know what I'd take here. I think. So if you don't take it, I'm taking it. I'll just snap take it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with. It's either middle row or middle column, and I'm trying to decide which I like better, money or protect my agenda one turn. And I'm leaning towards middle row because even if you steal it, it's a side game to steal, which is really good up until it's installed. I'm gonna find more money later. So yeah, middle row.
As in,
what's your snap?
GFI.
Sorry, column. Middle column.
Yeah, I was thinking middle column. And then if you went for anything else, I was going to go for bottom row. But now
bottom row is really, really good.
Yeah, but without the agenda, it's not so great. Do I want?
And that was kind of the hope.
Toll booth is maybe worth it. So the ping toll booth.
Remember, you have one Jackson Howard and infinity priority requisition, 5 priority
Yeah,
requisitions.
I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take the bottom row, the ping and the toll booth.
Okie dokie.
Okay, I can take a 6-2 in this one. That's
Oh,
fine.
snap choice.
Uh, oh, this is rough. Oh, but Breaker Bay with Cali testing seems really nice. Mariometti is actually a decent ice in this format, but I don't think I want anything else. Am I really taking mandatory upgrades as a thing here? Uh,
I mean, don't kid me yourself. I loved mandatory upgrades. Mushin, Notion, Man-Ups, and Win the Game was one of my favorite decks. But it's heads I win with Man-Ups, tails you lose with Cerebral Overrider.
yeah, I like Spiderweb. True, I do have some traps actually. I have at least one trap. I'm gonna
And you
take
have Zato. You have one get out.
I'm gonna take the middle. But Zato's a region, and that doesn't go with Breaker Bay. I'm gonna take middle column. Done.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm choosing between right column and top row at this point. And I'm leaning towards top row
Yeah,
because
Spiderweb's good.
Anson Rose is very situational. Right column. Right column's interesting, actually. How much does a 1 sub barrier buy me relative to a 3 sub that costs twice as much? Considering that I have 0 money. Yeah, well, whatever. For the time being, we're going with top row.
Top row. Spiderweb,
Mhm,
Junebug.
mhm.
Cool, cool.
It
All
is my
right.
pick.
You've got Brainstorm and Snare to choose from here.
So let's see what I'm doing here. I've got Mad. I've got NBN Reality Plus.
Ooh, you do have Mad. I need to bear that in mind. That with
Uh,
R plus seems.
I could go Outfit, actually. That would be much more fun, but I need to get Synergy for that to count. I don't have it. I could go Brainstorm, but I predict Brainstorm is just utterly garbage against you.
Blood in the Water is a mental agenda to draft here. Like,
Yeah, but not without the snare.
not no,
It's
like
still really, really good, but
if that
without the snare, it's much
if
worse.
that was one space higher, so you could get Snare,
That's
Urban, Blood in the
obvious, kid.
Water.
Urban Blood? Oh my god, yes. Also,
Oh,
remember that my deck is going to take 3 core damage on purpose.
oh, that's true.
So, not necessarily, but potentially. Which means I'm going to be putting myself at the point of giving you a 2-2 if I leave that on the board. Potentially. I think, as much as I am loath to leave it behind a snare, no, if I'm so loath to do it, then F it. I'm taking it. I'm taking the middle row. I'm taking a snare. I'm taking an urban renewal, and I'm taking an Elizabeth Mills. Yes,
Fine.
all those. And I'm giving you a wraparound and a blood in the water.
That's fine because I was worried you were going to take the wraparound because it's actually a bit of an issue for me. Because
I
I don't have a fractor to install.
but I have a spider web and I have a hive already.
That is true. Yeah,
It would
actually,
be my.
like I
I'm gonna get more, but I've got a couple already.
I might be in trouble there. I think I'm taking the bottom. I have a ping, which is the only thing which might be like end of a line. End of a
I
line,
just
blood in the
realized I flipped
water.
off of chat. Let me flip back on a chat real quick.
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Do I just want the ice? Cheap ice seems decent. I'm gonna take bottom row.
Yep, that is the correct choice. No questions. Uh
Okay. Ah, here we go. Hedge
wow. Are you
fund.
serious? I feel like you've gotten much better grids than I have. Maybe I'm just being petty,
Oh
but
my
that's just what
gosh,
it
there's a
feels like.
Sensi. There's an accelerated diagnostics in it. Like this is the most broken card in the
And
world.
remember, you keep Jackson on purpose.
And I could have that in a drafter. I think that's
And
just
Drafter's super
way
good.
too good here. Um, yeah, I'm taking the right column.
So we've got a glitch here. Executive Retreat was not supposed to be in the cube.
Interesting.
It's one of the agendas that was included just to pad out the points so that Netrunner DB would accept it. But I probably didn't carve out an exception for it because it is a legal agenda. They also included the campaign agendas from Terminal Directive, and I carved out an exception in the code so they wouldn't be included. So I need to take a quick note. No, you know what? I'm okay with this. I'm not going to carve out an exception because if somebody else's cube includes it on purpose, this would break it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're fine. And besides, the middle column is my choice. Hedge fund, psychic, and executive retreat.
Fine.
It's
okay.
Let's see the next.
Well, you get to potentially pick a clone suffrage movement here.
That I do. Okay, I need to pause and decide how much of a Jinteki I really am. Because as of now, I have Future Perfect Snare, Psychic Field Junebug, Urban Renewal, Red Herrings. Running on my stuff is scary. I've got a Breach Dome if I want it, along with a Clone Suffrage movement, which gives me more ops, and I have decent ops and a kill shot. But leaving PE behind is saddening. What am I rocking agenda-wise, though? 2-pointer, 2-pointer, 3-pointer, 3-pointer. It's not nearly as synergistic as it would be otherwise. And I gave you the blood in the water. So, yeah. This is not the first big board I wanted, not going to lie to you.
Colossus
not the first
is
big board.
decent if you're sticking it with R+. Gives a tag.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't like 10 in here. I think I take middle column. So Breach Dome through Clone Suffrage.
Yep.
Confirm.
I think I want PE because I've got a lot of things which work pretty well with it so far.
So you're going PE, Naja?
I think so, because I don't want PE and 10 in. Best defense. You do actually have a lot of zeros. You've got a lot of zero cost cards in your runner.
That is true.
Were any of them like, I don't like, I could kill your bookmark if you actually put stuff on it, which is hilarious.
Dun dun dun.
Maybe that's better.
And
like
this
maybe
is magic. I could do it at instant speed.
I mean, there's also there's a 10 and Colossus kind of work together, but
you can also take the entire left column, and then not worry about ice for the rest of the draft.
I mean, annoyingly, I want the data loop as well. Like the data loop.
Correct. Data loop plus PE is very good.
And data loop plus blood and water, which I have, is very good. Data loop plus Kakugo is very good. I wonder if I take the data loop and the best defense. PE just seems like... Is it going to 5-8? No, because I'm going to have big agendas. I don't think PE is useful enough. I'm going to take the wild play of data loop, best defense. Done.
Locked in. Agreed. Because you're going to get a better identity sooner.
Oh, piss. There's a Bacata on the next page.
Oh, who cares? Look at the other stuff. Think how boned you would be if you had chosen PE and left behind this stuff.
Yeah, but I could have had PE with Obacata and Pricek. That's ridiculous.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Okay, but I still think I'd probably take the Obacata and Pricek because it works with everything else. I kind of want that Atlas would be good. Oh my gosh, everything here is really good. I don't know if I want to leave this Scorched.
He's on to me.
You've got Mutually Assured Destruction, you've got a Snare, you can potentially be R+. The Scorched is scary. Do I want Celeb Gift Oboe Scorched, or do I want Ultraviolet Pricek Oboe? I think they're the two best choices. I think this is hard.
Oh, Zero, you're the best. Breach Dome, ass. Psychic Field, ass. Project Junebug, ass. Urban Renewal, ass. Elizabeth Mills, ass. And here's the fun part. If you asked me, is Elizabeth Mills an ass? I would say, oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, 100%.
Is Junebug an ass? Oh yeah. Is
Pretty much
Psychic Field an ass?
all of
Oh
those
my
cards
god.
are
Is Bridge
asses.
Dove an ass? Yes. Is Snare an ass?
I'm going to take the right hand column. I don't want you to have the Scotch.
No! Oh my
I
god.
can't give it to you. You're not having it.
This is so. I was sure you were taking middle row,
I was
and I
sure
would take
until I
and
thought
I
about
would
it.
take top row, and then that's perfect. Because it's got money and two really good agendas to score.
Mm-hmm.
But now I have to make choices, hard choices, like which kid do I keep? Okay, let me take another look at Ultraviolet. I remember it's terrible, but I don't remember why.
No, Ultraviolet's good.
It's only if you have the right deck for it. In a generic deck that isn't like built to use it well, it's very expensive, and it's user. Yeah, there we go. This is why. Because by the time you've drawn 4 cards, you've probably overdrawn by 2 or 3. You only get to put down one of them. It's not bad, but it's not amazing. The reason everyone remembers it being amazing is because you get to keep all 4 cards because your hand size is 14 because you're playing Cerebral Imaging.
That's true.
But
that's fine.
I
You
think
can just put your Breach Dome and your Future Perfect in the bin, so like you're fine.
I think either left column or middle column is the correct choice here, and I'm just trying to decide which one. Giving the runner a tag is so good if I stick with R plus, that it's hard to say no to. Ikawa is scoreable, but at that point I'm looking at a 5-3, a 5-3, a 4-2, and a 4-2, and I'm leaving behind Project Atlas, which is just bad in no deck. Beanstalk is good money, Ultraviolet's good money, and at this point I have 0 operations for money. I have a single hedge fund for money. So yeah, I kind of think middle column is the fun stuff, and left column is the you need it stuff. And I'm trying to decide whether I should go with what I need or what I want. And this is why the draft is taking long, because I'm thinking about it so much. See, this is where a 30-second countdown would make all the difference.
Yeah, you need the pressure.
And at that point, you would feel like you made bad decisions, but that's the game, as opposed to I could have analyzed it more. I'm definitely an analysis paralysis kind of guy. I think do I just take none of them? I'll take Beanstalk, Ultraviolet, and Atlas.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Price tag makes me feel good, but putting down a naked Atlas that you don't steal wins me the game. So,
okay.
Yeah. Next, we've got all the fun stuff.
We've got a completely useless agenda. ID even. Like,
I don't know, man. In this they have to be in your hand. Forget it.
Dice. Yeah,
they have to be in your hand. No, it doesn't. They don't have to be next ice. Any ice, but they have to be in your hand.
Okay.
Oh yeah, but I thought you could search your deck for 3 ice at first, and I was like, that's super good. But no, it's if you happen to draw 3 ice in your opening hand, it's very good value, and then you're done for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Problem with Sundew is I don't think I can protect it long enough to make it worth it against Tau or Kit with we get in once anywhere mechanics. Problem with advanced assembly lines is that I don't have a lot that's worth installing with it necessarily. Problem with sub message is you're running every turn. So I think the correct answer here is either going to be left column or top row, because Sundew Eli is very strong. And I have plenty of annoying ice that would make you not want to go and trash something, but willing to do it. And Eli is super good for annoying ice. Unfortunately, it means I drafted Dead Slot, but that's okay. I give up Game Changer. That's bad. But we're doing it.
Game Changer is going to be. I feel like Game Changer is not going to be great.
Okay, I'm going to take left. Sorry, not left. I'm taking top row, Eli and Sundew.
Yeah.
And I guess there's something else.
I would have done either that or DEFCON. I'm going to take Arc Lockdown and Advanced Assembly Lines because you.
Oh, okay. Very good.
So the middle row for me.
I agree. Next.
Okay. Oh, Yakov is great. Hunter Seeker could be very mean.
This
But
is the
off-world
obvious
15
choice. Obvious
minutes.
choice. Obvious choice. We'll see what he takes. But I'm betting you he'll take that. So then if he does that, do I go here, 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 here? This is a good board.
I'm taking the right column.
There you go. That's the obvious choice. I agree. And not just for hate drafting purposes either.
Yeah, because you've got seamless, haven't you? So I don't want you to get that off world.
Search R&D for an asset, reveal it. If it didn't say reveal it, Executive Boot Camp would have been such a nice pickup. Because is it a trap? Is it fun? Is it bad? You don't know. Could be. I'm leaning left column here. I haven't made up my mind quite yet. Top row is not without its charms.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I have any trashables that Yakov really cares about. Let me double check. Oh, wait. Yes, I do. All of them.
Yeah, I think you've got like.
Question: if I overinstall a card, does that count as trashing it?
Whenever you've done root this over protecting it except during it. No, because it specifically says except during installation.
I'm so glad I didn't read to the end. That was my fault. Yeah, there's not a lot of good stuff here. It's not going to fire very well. Let me. Sorry, I have to think what this combos with. It combos with Urban. It combos with CSM. It doesn't combo with Elizabeth Mills. It combos with Sundew. 1, 2, 3, 4-ish things it combos with really well. Combos with Red Herrings. I probably get 2 credits off of it, maybe 4. That's not bad. That's actually quite okay.
I think you've got anything else that you can put on it.
Caduceus doesn't tag you, so it's not that great because if you're stuck on it, you just pay through it. So I'm taking the top row, Daily Business Show, and Yakov.
Okay.
Everything I just said? Forget everything I just said. My game plan is set now.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you are I'm pretty sure
the only question is, I think we need to take Helheim Servers, Echo Chamber, and Maryland. I mean, clearly that's the choice,
I'm locking
right?
that in for you. I've locked it in.
No. Oh my god. The reason we're both laughing our asses off, for those of you who only play standard, is this: the runner cannot run on remote servers. Ignore this ability until the end of the turn whenever the runner runs on a central server. Functionally, run my centrals before you run my remotes. It makes Sundew and Breachstone and Psychic Field and Junebug and the one agenda servers so hard to run because your first click is spent running on my centrals. It also burns Kit's ability if you put a code gate elsewhere because, you ran and turned my central ice into code gates, then you had to go to my remote. So that ID is way better for me than if I tag you, I get some credits, but I don't have a lot of means of doing that anyway. And Pulse is click-throughable, but click-throughable is a lot more painful now. Boom gives me a mad boom win, potentially.
Well, that's true.
Which
and then
otherwise I don't have.
You can go horizontal.
And trash the top 2 cards of R&D, then shuffle up to 4 cards from archives into R&D. And genotyping says, yes, you medium trashed my boom, but I wasn't ready for it anyway. Now I am, so I'm going to get it back. Bottom row is really the way to go. Middle column is sexy, but I'm taking bottom row.
I think that's 100% right, and now I'm really scared because
it's amazing how Grid 11 changed everything.
I did not see against RP.
Let me be clear. I hate RP with a passion back when it's constructed. Yeah. I think non-constructed RP with 1 Sundew, 1 Snare, 1 Breach Dome will be a lot less scary.
Oh, 100%.
I think.
Right, I'm taking the middle row. I want the ice.
No question. Those are all good ice, and you got all of them. And normally I would have interrupted that, but I'm not giving up RP. Oh my god. Can I get first pick here also? Like, please? So there's no way I'm getting that middle column then. Just making sure. because Phylotic Entanglement is a game winner. Mental Health Clinic is a game winner. Mitsubako is the only barrier I can reposition against your bullshit shenanigans.
But I also don't want you to have the NGO front, because that's one of the best things that combos with
RP
the
and install
Yakov.
double advance.
Adonis is also really good for you, but Mental Health Clinic will be great for you. Do I want the Philotic? I think I do want the Philotic.
You want it, and you want me not to have. Actually, we're focusing on little things, but if you look at your agenda suite and you look at my agenda suite, I don't have an agenda suite.
I'm definitely taking the Philotic here, and I think.
And you do. So
the thing is, I don't want you to have increased hand size, because I've got blood in the water. Like.
Yeah, you don't care about that. It's not going to be that I'm floating 6 cards. It's going to be that you've hit me with a bunch of damage, whether it's oboe or are you PE? I forget. I don't think you got PE.
I didn't get PE, so
yeah.
Do I
whether
have
it's the
ID yet?
oboe or the. No, I don't see an identity, which is allowed. I mean, you can always play generic, but.
It's tricky. Do I have anything which I can? I do have one. I do have a Scorched Earth, so maybe I take the top row, because Funhouse is good. The Funhouse is good. The Archive Memories is good. I'm taking the top row.
Okay, that helps me a lot, actually. Now I don't have to worry about deciding to be RP because I have one of the best RP. NBN. Hasties, and just also start to trash the top card of R&D, draw 3 cards, add 3 cards from HQ to the top party in any order. No, that's not going to work.
I think you take it.
Yeah, I think it's obviously bottom row.
Bottom row. It's 100% bottom
yeah.
row. There's
I mean,
no
you can make the argument about other stuff, but no, especially if we're on a timer, that's a no-brainer.
Okay.
This
Ooh,
is interesting.
You've got a cool RP tool here.
I do?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find it.
Prana's awesome in RP.
It is? I thought it was terrible. Hang on while I figure out if you're joking. No. I'm very much in line with Andre's way of thinking about Prana Condenser. In most situations where you have this, you'd rather not use it.
I don't know. I've played some pretty mean Prana decks in the past.
Then again,
I found it
do I have the means of causing net damage? Like, at all?
Maybe that's true.
Oh, pardon me 1 second. I'm going to go off mic.
Okay, meanwhile, while Bounty Hunter's off mic, I am going to hope that I maybe get to take the middle row here. A, I want the Rashida, and B, I want the Gagarin, because I don't have an ID yet. I don't have that many assets, but I feel like even just taxing him 1 credit to run the server each time is probably pretty mean. And Inazuma is actually could be really mean ice, even just with an end run. So that's what I'm kind of hoping for, I think, here. And we'll see if I get to take it. I would kind of assume I'm not going to get a Rashida here. And that Bounty Hunter probably takes the left-hand column. He's playing.
Sorry about that. I am back,
worries.
And it was mercifully not a bad enough page that I have to run, so that's always a good thing.
Well, I've been conjugating on what I think you're going to take.
Oh, don't tell me. I'm super curious. I'm super curious if don't say it. I'm curious if. So here's the deal. Your joke about Prana Condenser aside, I don't think I even cause enough net damage to make it worthwhile. I might pay me back for a Snare, Breach Dome, Psyche Field, or Junebug one day, but if I'm actually doing those things, I don't care about preventing the damage. I want to slow you down. No, I think that the correct play here is to deny you Gagarin because you don't have an identity yet. And keeping you off an identity significantly lowers your power level, and there's only 2 more grids left after this, right? Mm-hmm. So there's a high probability of that. If I've decided that I'm denying you Gagarin, then I'm not taking Eve Campaign. Eve Campaign fits my horizontal RP strategy very nicely. I'd like to take the left column and have Sprint, Rashida, and Eve. So I have to make the decision if keeping you off Gagarin is more important than keeping me on Eve. And I think it might be. Rashida is super good in RP, because if I place a face down card in a remote and you're like, is that the Psychic, Snare, Junebug, Breach Dome, Daily Business nonsense? Or is it something that's going, or is it a Rashida? You might just leave it alone, right? So my inclination is to take the middle row. The only other thing to think about is Inazuma any good to me at all? So I'm going to quickly check my ice, and the answer is probably no. Do I have no ice? Holy cow, how did I only draft 4 ice this whole game? 5 ice this whole game.
You are ice light
Well,
at the moment.
I could consider taking the right column just for the sake of having something to actually keep you out. But that would be bad for me because I remember you have plenty of one-off tricks to deal with the Chiashi, and I don't think you're on an AI plan. So yeah, middle row: Rashida, Gagarin, and Inazuma. Rashida for me, Inazuma kind of, and Gagarin for not for you.
Well, that was
How'd I do?
exactly what I wanted. I said that you'd take the left-hand column, and I hadn't considered the fact that you would hate draft me out of taking Gagarin.
Yes. Okay, good. I was worried you were going to say that I was clearly a bad call. I mean, you don't have, in fairness, a ton of asset spam at your disposal that makes it critical or anything like that. But the 1 credit tax to check even a single remote repeatedly is a big deal, right?
Yeah.
And you have Regalith and you have Sensi Union.
So here, I think I'm gonna take.
But your Ice Suite is so good.
I mean, I'm tempted to take the top row because the Prana does work pretty well with the Kakugo, which I've got. Like
It does.
It's like
It's very good with Kakugo. It's good with Obo. It's good with
just don't need any
Philo.
more barriers. So like the Chiashi is a bit much, but like
No, the Chiashi is dead in your hand until the time that it's relevant, and then you can decide to use it.
I'm taking top row.
Yeah, I think you are correct.
Okay, we've got.
And now we see. Okay, thank God. This was the one time where it was a high probability of you first picking the ID and me being boned for having hate drafted it. You'll have one more opportunity on grid 16, and if I can keep you out till then, you don't get an ID.
I get to pick first here, right?
Correct.
This is very easy. I'm taking the middle column.
Azef, I agree. Trick of Light, I agree. Ike, I agree. Wow, cool.
Super easy.
I like Nico. I like Eula. I don't much care for Wormhole. Fairchild exists, but Fairchild is 2 credits to get through. It's actually a worse pup.
It's still 2 credits. It's 2 credits.
If you,
it can blank my kit ability.
You have the ability to Kongamato.
You know,
Terminal.
oh my gosh, Bounty Hunter!
I think I'm taking bottom row here.
Yeah, so if you take bottom row, you may have very little ice, but all of your ice is barriers. And
wait, I took bottom row. Wait, ha! I have a pup and an Inazuma.
The entirety of your ice suite is barriers, and I do not.
You didn't know better. You think I did it on purpose, but I didn't. I swear.
Hilarious.
Oh, there's a government takeover. Okay. Okay. We have to decide if I'm on government takeover or not. The answer is obviously no, but it's hilarious to even consider. I don't want biotic labor since I have no 3/2s at all, except Atlas, I guess. Oh my God, this is a terrible board for me.
No, I somewhat disagree.
1, 2,
based on
3,
what you
4,
need.
5, 6, 7. I could take the bottom row, get 3 ice, including 2 low range ices, but they're both code gates, which is the worst kind to take. I could take the top row. I have the ability to bankrupt you. I have the ability to purge your medium, and I have the ability to fast advance out a critical. Why am I talking about this? Yeah, top row. Top row.
Damn,
it's weird
because I really wanted that Cyberdex virus.
The only other thing to consider would have been left column Cyberdex plus government takeover and run agenda light and just not score out. But I have a strange feeling that actually getting a kill off is going to be very hard. So
I have no money, but I'm
click for credits, celebrity gift, no problem.
What I find
you did end up getting Eve plus Baker Break Grid.
Yes, I know. I was aware of it.
Okay.
There's a
You've
little bit
got
of
Piranha
me
shenanigans.
that wants to take the government takeover here. It's such a risk, though. Like, it's like a crazy risk.
At least we're not
Maybe-
playing to 6 points where it's game over in one run.
Yeah.
First click, I run R&D. Government takeover, good game. Wait, what? Why did we draft these decks?
I can get free agendas, but are they any better than not having the agendas? I don't think they are. Like, I've actually got a decent agenda suite. I'm going to take the bottom row.
TGTBT is good, but yeah.
I'm just going to take a shit ton of ice ball.
That is correct. That is what I would do in your shoes.
Ooh,
you're getting
I've
first
got to
pick.
take this moon. I can't let you have the moon under any circumstance.
Yeah, if you let me shoot the moon, it's game over for you. I agree.
So
Red cap is blank. Eden Fragment is another. Eden Fragment, yeah, I agree. Eden Fragment is another one that wasn't meant to be included in the cube. But I didn't think it was worth pulling for reasons. Roughneck is the obvious pick here. Damn, I do not.
Up a neural EMP, which is pretty good for my game plan.
I have 1, 2, 3, potentially 4 2-pointers. That's 8, and then if I just keep 3 of them for 6, and then take 2 3-pointers, 9, 12, 15, 16-ish. Yeah, I can probably get to the right agenda total. How many points do we need to include in a 40-card deck? 18?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so I'm definitely taking some of the defaults, which are what, Pyrex? That's fine. I think I'm on Roughneck and Successful Field Test.
Yeah,
it's not ideal.
No, I think that's
but it's good enough.
Test is really good with RP.
And we are done. That is the draft.
Crazy. Okay.
Export lists, and I save player 1 list, or I just open it, I guess. Technically speaking, we could have done it so that you draft first on the
I think it's fine.
One side, but I think that drafting second isn't a disadvantage necessarily. It's just a different advantage. The very last first pick might be more important than the first pick. Unlike with drafting from packs, where the first pick is the most important pick by far. What identity did I have in this? I have 4 identities to choose from. But I can tell you right now, it's not going to be next. Might be Gagarin, and it might be RP.
Yeah, I mean, you've got
both.
2
I have 15 sparking assets and 3 upgrades, so it might very well be Gagarin, actually.
And you haven't got good ice. Like, you haven't got good RP ice. So I think I'm a bit scared of you being Gagarin. I don't have any way. I have really good ways of dealing with ice, and
in your current form, you can run centrals, bounce off of my end the run, and Inazuma, which forces you to, you guessed it, end the run. Pop and end the run. Wow, I managed to draft really bad ice.
That's fine. I don't think ice is the way you win, and I think I
disagree. I don't think I have a way of winning that isn't scoring points.
Interesting. At least all of your ice is barriers, so
not counting everything that rhymes. Not counting everything that rhymes with room. But here's
I didn't get a single ID, did I? I did not get a single ID.
And that is why I took Gagarin. But here's the fun part: when I remove the 3 IDs I'm not using, and the what is that card called? Mass commercialization, for which there are no advanceable ice in my deck, or advanceable assets, except the ones that probably aren't going to. Bottom line, I'm not going to ever get 3 things with ice with advancement sitting out, right? Well, I have a 40-card deck already.
Oh, nice. I'm 46, so I can only
But my agenda points are wrong, and don't forget your free Jackson Howard.
Oh yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna set this down so that I can start adding my one of Jackson Howard. This, by the way, I don't know about you. I'm having an absolute blast. This was a lot of fun already. Even without having run the decks, just having felt our way through building them. Drafting in a grid drafting feels like building the deck. It doesn't feel like drafting and then building out of a pile. It really does feel like you're building the deck as you go.
Yeah.
And watching your opponent build so you can decide what to build around him. I'm curious what it would be like if we hadn't been conversing, but we also hadn't been taking as long to pick, so that we knew less about the details of each other's strategy already.
So,
though in fairness,
interestingly here, if I put in 2 priority requisitions, then I'm at exactly 49 cards with 20 agenda points, which means
you could run already.
Yeah, which might be better unless I could drop the mandatory upgrades. Maybe I do that, and then I can.
I'm looking at the cards that don't help me win and cutting them, because there are quite a few, and 40 card is the minimum. Yeah. Like if I don't get my Cyberdex Virus Suite by the time I need it, I might just lose to a medium deep dig.
True.
I feel like overall my corp deck is incredibly weak.
I have exactly 16 ice. I have drafted the correct number of ice for. I don't have any econ, but I've drafted exactly the right number of ice for.
So what you're telling me is my account siphon is going to be very, very good here.
Yeah, if you can get through my ice to land it, like.
Big if.
Good luck with that. Do I want this Trick of Light? Is it useful? I can score 1 agenda with it.
Actually, I'm going to need to know what ice I'm running against, aren't I?
I might just... I'm quite tempted to leave this exactly
untouched.
As it is. Like...
You drafted a deck so perfect that you were just going to run it hot. Okay, okay.
Like, then I have to make no decisions at all. And I hate cutting cards. Like I don't want to cut cards.
I drafted them. They're my babies. I'm not going to kill my babies.
Have I got any way of landing a Scorched? I've got 1 Funhouse. 1 Funhouse. I guess
it would seem to me 1 Funhouse to land 1 Scorched is a really bad reason to keep 1 Scorched. Just saying.
Yeah, but it's a good reason to keep the 1 Funhouse. You see. Like if I drop the Scorched, then I like you can just run through the Funhouse and take the tags. Plus, you have a Joshua B in your deck.
Oh, you have a reason to worry about tag punishment even without any other reason to worry about tag punishment. I see.
I mean, the Trieste, I've got a Trieste. That I guess I can cut. Because
I did a really bad job getting enough ice to actually secure a win, so I need to be very cautious about how I go about playing, so that it doesn't become so that it stays a mild inconvenience instead of a serious problem.
These are all good.
This is great. This is useful.
Can I play Accelerated Diagnostics? I don't know how this card works. I've never used it.
I would not, in general, unless your operations count is really high. Let me check your deck real quick. Your operations count is 12, and of those, you're very happy to accidentally hit 1, 2...
Hold up. So if I hit a Hunter Seeker, does it get rid of the play only if the runner stolen an agenda? Or
it definitely gets rid of the double, but I don't know about the other. You may play them, play only if. Usually in Magic, can't beats can. So you don't play it would be my instinct, but I don't know.
Yeah, because otherwise you get Scorched when they weren't tagged. Okay, no, fine. Ignore that. Although Accelerated Diagnostics with a red level clearance is
which, by the way, you can't Scorch when they're not tagged, but you can end of the line when they're not tagged.
You can, can't you? Because it's an
additional cost. Remove a tag.
Oh, I've seen one other reason for the Scorch. I'm keeping the Scorch.
Don't tell me. Okay, I have to cut how many cards to be legal? I want that desperately. I want that. I want that. I want that. Sure. Why not? Definitely. Does this matter? Probably
Need to
not.
cut 3.
I want to look at your runner list to know whether or not to keep stuff from my corp list. Is that legit? I think it
Yeah, that's fine.
is.
That's fine. It's all been.
But I don't have your list because I didn't save it.
I
Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Just I'm less interested in min maxing and more interested in the fact that this untested tool successfully went for a full draft without failing, and it actually was fun to do. I'm gonna cut. I'm not gonna tell you what I'm gonna cut. I'm just gonna cut it. Yeah, but it's worth cutting. So
I think I'm putting the stuff that I've just cut back in so that I just am playing the 49. Like
that's
it
not
just felt too
unreasonable.
perfect. It felt too good, and I'm just gonna like I drafted it, so I'm gonna play it. You know?
If I cut an agenda, that'll be good. What agenda do I absolutely not want in this deck? Priority requisition, because the most expensive ice I have costs 6,
Oh, I've got some
and
good
everything else
priority
is
targets.
less. Yes, you do. You took a friggin' Chiashi. If I
Lucas asks a question. He says, would it be worth allowing the user to include their own card exclusion list to skip those agendas instead of having it built in?
I like that idea. So initially, I was thinking design-wise to have it. You can enter card IDs and hit them to add a card, add a card, add a card. I opted against it because I figured most people aren't going to take the time or energy to figure out the ID of the card they want removed or added. And so it's not worth it to do. But now that we've actually played with it a little bit, I may have been wrong about that. I guess I would have to find out if people are actually playing or not. But yes, being able to include your own exclusions would be really nice. Ooh, what if instead of the remaining card list being clickable links, when you click on the remaining card, it is removed from the card pool. So you can search through the cube, see something you didn't like, click it, and it's gone. Let me think for a second. I think I could program that very easily. And then it's convenient because then you load the cube, you scroll through, and you click on the 1, 2, 3 agendas you don't like or whatever. That
Sounds reasonable.
That's really interesting. Thank you, Lucas. That's good feedback. I will definitely consider how to tackle that question. I like the idea of keeping it in the user's hands for sure. I'm running into an issue on my agenda total. I need to cut one card and I want it to be an agenda, but I can't because I don't have a 1-pointer or a 2-pointer to sub in.
Yeah, tricky.
It's very much of what you see is what you get. And I'm not willing to take too long on this because I have to also focus on building my other side up.
Well, my corp's done, and my runner, I just need to cut 2 cards now.
So you're closer to done than I am, which is good. Oh, why is Gargarin? Yes. Okay. I apparently had left an ID in, and that counted as a card. So now that I removed my ID from the card list, we're legal. Woohoo!
Ah, perfect.
And by illegal, I mean super illegal for the influence. And under the card maximum, heavily. All right. We'll do the same thing here with the keep. I might actually run my runner with no edits. Let me just check to see if there's things I don't want in the deck.
Do I cut my exploit? You have very little ice, and the only big one is Endless Eula, but it also means I probably can run all 3 centrals. Like,
What's the upside? You de-res 5 credits worth of ice?
I de-res 3 pieces of ice.
Yeah, so 5 credits
like
worth of
3.
ice,
Yeah,
6
I think
credits
it's the
worth of
idea.
ice. Good job. I think you keep it. Is it
This
worth
runner
keeping?
deck feels alright. It looks okay.
Let's see.
If anyone can see what I should be cutting, I guess I cut an artist colony. There's just a slight chance, but let's have a look at your
One thing I
agendas.
don't have to worry about is here. So let's see, make sure I don't have expensive ass killers. Let's say that I hit this. I don't want to run through that repeatedly.
Your agendas.
I don't have any AIs, do I? That would have been really nice. No. I think I keep both the Fairy and the Bogalter, even though technically you don't really run a lot of sentries. I think that's still reasonable. Thrice and Laguna install only one. I mean, it's a 45 card deck. There's literally no reason not to run it as is as a 45 card deck.
Oh, but wait, I've got an Aesop, so the Artist Colony is actually pretty good.
This might be pointless,
This
actually.
is great. These are all good.
Let me see. I feel much better about my runner than I do about my Corp.
My runner feels pretty good. I'm looking at my runner and being like, I'd just play this. I'd play this anyway. Do I cut the torch? It's 9 credits. Am I ever installing this thing?
Yeah, Pulse is still good. A quarter of your deck is trashables. So Pulse is still, or not Pulse, Scrubber is still quite good. I'm probably not running freely every turn and getting in every turn.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be so good with Eula.
All right. The only thing I think this card is so bad.
Wait, do you have? Oh my gosh, have I drafted 2 Davids and have you've got like 1 ice which is strength 5 or more?
That sounds correct, actually.
I think
And
in
it's
a,
not
I think
and
in
it's not the ice you
Azuma,
would want to use it on either.
it's literally in Azuma, isn't it?
You're probably better off throwing away both your Davids instead of carrying them into battle, going down to 40. Because if the oh yeah, I don't need a Dinosaurus. Whew! Glad we dug through for that one.
Oh my word. This is so hilarious. I'm so good at breaking ice apart from very specifically the ice which you have. So funny.
And half of that is coincidence. The other half is horribly, horribly non-coincidental. I unfortunately am looking at your spread and realizing I'm not going to be able to deal with it well.
Excellent.
Like just straight up.
Well, I
That's
have
okay.
run a deck.
I'm at a 44 card runner deck, and one of these cards probably should be cut. And since I don't know which one it is, I'm probably not going to cut it. I really am liking the Bookmark Basalar Synth Gland combo, where I keep the stuff I need and get rid of the stuff I don't. I'm really liking the Bookmark Guinea Pig, where I don't trash my hand, right? And
yeah, that's Bookmark Guinea Pig is very nice.
Yeah, and I'm also liking the don't install 2 cards you don't need. Just put the bookmark and eat it with the Aesop's Pawn Shop. That's reasonable. I'm really sad-faced that I didn't get the remove a tag tech that I like, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, yeah, 44 card Leela is good. We are ready to rock. Would you like to corp first or run first?
I will corp first. Wait, my runner's only 40 cards. I thought we were doing 40 card minimum.
We are.
Right?
I'm at 44.
Fine. I mean, I do have cards which make that day. Yeah, I'll corp first.
Alrighty, I will run her first, and we will let the chips fall where they may. And I can't make a game. Why can't I make a game? Because I made. Oh, it has to be super casual, right?
Yeah.
So, casual. I will run her. Stream grid draft and password. Let's just use 123.
Sure.
Cube draft runner. Alrighty, give me 1 moment for a quick bio break, and I will be right back, and let's dive in.
Okay. For some reason, why is this not showing up? Still refresh. There we go. That's better. Yeah. Whoops. So let's just do a quick run through of my corp. So here we've got a pretty nasty agenda suite. We've got Philotic, we've got Oboe, Blood in the Water, and a Zeef, which are all nice, like pretty good together. Um, I didn't cut anything, which means I'm still running this Trieste. And we've got like things like EMP and Neurospike.
Alrighty, and back and good to go.
All right, I am joining now.
Excellent. Welcome to hell. I mean, Netrunner.
Okay, good to go.
Good luck. And win or lose, why are you? Oh, right, you are generic. That is correct.
I am generic.
I was like, why did you load generic? Oh, right, because.
And generic. I forgot that you were Leela. Oh my god, you don't need to break ice. You're Leela. Like, shit.
Yeah, except when I do need to break ice. Remember, constructed Leela and non-constructed Leela do not play the same. Yeah, I've got to mull this. Right, I don't have 3 hedge funds to mull for, so my instinct of this is a bad hand might be just wrong. Let me quickly deal with this before I blow the ears off everybody watching. And there should be a zoomed auto zoom feature that I need to select. Keep zoomed cards. Perfect.
So Bounty Hunter's on 2 copies of Diversion.
Oh, at this point, as much as I love to be in chat with you, and it is fun, I don't want you to give away your strategy, but I do want you to be able to chat with it. People, and unfortunately with all the hidden information, I think that's a real risk. That's think fair. Maybe we should split at this stage. What do you think?
Yeah, maybe we split and then we join back, like, just between the games.
Perfect. I will go ahead and mute you on my stream side. So you can stay in and it'll just be muted, so everything you say will be nice and private. And then I have Discord after the game. We'll just chat in the chat so that we know to hook back up. How's that?
Perfect.
All right. Thank you. See you soon, and always be running. Indeed. Except when you're corping. Good luck, man. Okay, so here we are. This is fantastic. Let's see, we've got like 5 people watching. Excellent.
I could still
right, of course.
Maybe we need to. We might need to cancel it. We might need to break off the stream.
Because if you're in on my stream, then that's not potentially gonna work.
I got it. I just leave here. Okay, so hopefully stream can still hear me. There was a gang sign in the draft. Can't remember if anyone got it. I'm still talking. No. Okay. Yes. Tanuki D. There was a gang sign. I cannot remember if Bounty Hunter got it. I really hope he didn't. This is a pretty solid opening start because I can res the Breaker Bay. I can res the Eve campaign, which means that they can't be bounced with Leela. I'm just going to protect HQ with a Funhouse, which isn't great, but at least I can duck 5 credits if he tries to diversion me. If he makes a run on R&D, then I immediately res both of these. Which potentially means he goes in the trash system, but then that costs him 5 credits at least to get rid of the Eve. So let's have a little look while he's thinking. So we can have a little look at his draft. No, we can't. Or we can, but I'd have to bring it up. So I've got it on Notepad exe here, and hopefully I can make this show on OBS, but I might have to do it in a second. Okay, it's going to be a bit too big for the screen. Cool. Okay, he has some. Yeah, I know. I didn't really play with Breaker Bay, but this feels like a great start. Okay, we've got shipment from Sansan. Do I protect this or do I protect R&D? Let's draw one. Got a Jackson. It's a bit early to find a Jackson. I think we're gonna protect R&D because I don't want Leela to just trounce me. Yeah. He could just go and take out the youth campaign here, which is worrying because he's got his Rozeki. Yeah, I think I should have protected it. Like, he drips for free every turn. Okay, well, first mistake made. If I don't draw an agenda now, yeah, terrible mistake. Oh, but I can just archive it back, which I think is correct, right? I guess I want to draw some ice for it first. That is not ice for it. Um, I'm just going to make him do it again. Screw it. Probably drawing with the Jackson was like better here, but like I have for one Jackson, and I could do with getting rid of this Pro-Rec because I'm in no chance of scoring it out right now. So we're gonna have one. They can make a run for two. They can click Armitage twice, and then they can, or they can just click Armitage twice and then go back and get it. They take out the Breaker Bay grid, which I think is fine. We've got some other stuff that we could put on there. Okay, let's get something. We could protect it with a Chiashi. That's a big boy. It is all our money to res this Chiashi, but at least it will hit like a truck if it does. And then we might be able to just score this Blood in the Water out. Yeah. Also, I think Bounty Hunter's best breaker, his Fractor, was, what do we get? Okay, right. So this is where it gets a bit sketchy, a little bit sketchy. You see the Zato. Might trash that. Yeah. Goes back. He's going to get one. Just don't get the blood in the water. If he doesn't get the blood in the water, we score the blood in. No! Oh well. I mean, yeah. So this is coming back to hand. We've got a Philonic in hand. It's getting a bit sketchy. I think we just have to put this back on HQ. Take 2 credits. Oh, we can't res it. Oh, we can't res it. And Bounty Hunter's an aggressive runner, so I think he runs at least one of these ice, and I'm gonna lose him. I'm gonna lose him because Leela. I also probably just need to use this Jackson before I lose it. What am I Jacksoning at the moment? An archived, the Zato, which is good. Oh, well, now I'm using the Jackson. And I guess I draw one more. And then I pull back. Probably the archived and the 2 Prirex. Okay, this could be good. He had a very good money start. Oof. I mean, the Zato is pretty mean, right? I don't think I have any reason to keep the Breaker Bay grid. Archive just seems good. I think I take the Archive. Archive can be anything else. And it's not trashable with Scrubber. For what it's worth, I cannot protect R&D if he runs there. Let's not tell him that. This data pike has to go somewhere next turn. I don't think he had any particular tricks. Well, we're resing this funhouse because do I let him? Maybe I let him take a 1 in 5, right? Okay. Ooh. Well, I can't do anything here. Let's make him think that we can do something. I think he's hitting agenda here. Oh, and it's the... Oh, I really wanted that one. At least can't be diversioned. And this now means that I can put the data bike on HQ where... Right. This Velocic does 2 damage if I can score it. Estelle. Not great for me right now. Accelerated is way too risky, so I'm just gonna ice up. Accelerated goes in the bin. Like, I think Bounty Hunter's Dakotas were quite bad. I remember him having an Avignale. Can't remember the rest. Let's have a little look. He does have Oh, he's got a Unity, but that's only good like later on. He's got a Botulus, which is probably the best thing against a tall booth. Okay, Aesop's is down. This like he's gonna have money, so I now just need to keep him out. Oh, Pyrex's back. Um, yeah, but the issue is he is Leela. So like I have to probably over jam. Like scoring this Pyrek is going to be really tricky, and I think I'm going to need the money from that Eve campaign, which I know is like really bad. He has 2 diversions in the deck, which like wreck me. If he manages to get them down, he does have 1 DDoS. That's no good against this. I think I have to like wait another turn. We're gonna maybe at least 1 more turn. We'll put this funhouse. I think we might put this funhouse on archives. He'll then just sell his sec testing to Aesop's, but like that's probably fine. Or I can double ice one of these. I'm just gonna go archives. Maybe I jam a Pyrek next turn, and then at least I could hopefully res this Torbooth. Pyrek fires before he gets to move stuff, right? When I score, so it'd be my turn first, so I can res the Torbooth. This shipment from Sansan saves me 2 credits in terms of like advancing it. So, how's he getting through this Chiashi? Let's see. Makla and Youssef. So yeah, I think just the Chiashi is probably enough on the remote. If he gets a Botulus on it, then we're maybe in a bit more trouble. I've got a Scorched. I've unfortunately just put my Funhouse on archives where it's pretty irrelevant. I think we go now, right? Can res both of these just. I should have used the shipment from Sansan there. That was really dumb. Like, there's no point in me keeping it in hand. Can't do any weird combos with it. So next turn I probably have to advance this once and or play the shipment from Sansan and take a credit or something like that. Unless he puts it like if he goes Grimoire. Oh. So next turn he could go Grimoire into Botulus and get through here, which is scary. So let's see what I draw. That's a shame. Estelle, not great for me here. Okay. I think Hyperdriver plus Laguna is going to find him what he needs. I haven't done the maths on how much like Makla is to get through this Chiashi. But I can't just let him diversion me. Like he could double diversion me this turn if I score this out. Uh-oh. That means that he's possibly already got Makler. If he's doing maths. I mean, he should pop a hyperdriver here because he hasn't got the MU unless he's also doing things. There's a lot of money on board. He's thinking. Basically, if he has access to yeah, 100%. I mean, this is like crazy draw, and he's pretty sure he's drawing for a win, which he is. 6 more clicks to draw up to. Like, he could draw 5 more times, that's 10 more cards. Stick down a Makler. Then he couldn't get in. So I'm surprised he didn't Aesops there. I think I would have Aesopsed away this set testing, or just something. Just so that he has the extra free credits. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Brutal. "15 minutes is tricky as well because I don't want him to. Oh gosh, this feels rough. Sees the moon. Probably trusts the moon. It's now a 2 in 4. And I think I probably lose just to leave it. Although, one click. Okay, but like if he pulls it back, then I've lost all my tempo. Maybe just scoring it was right, and just eating the 2 diversions. I get to res a tour booth. I guess no, because there's enough points for him to win in HQ. Tricky to say. Okay, I get to score out a big old bulky 5-3. Credit kiting, MU Safecracker, Earthrise. Yeah, it all makes sense. We have a Typhonium. Now, the question is, would I prefer to res a Typhonium? Typhonium's much better against him than Tollbooth is. But if I can score this 15 minutes out, then the Typhonium becomes a bit better. So I can go 15 minutes and then put the Typhonium on HQ. And then I'm feeling pretty good. Then I'm feeling pretty good. He has a lot of credits, so if you can find... I mean, does anyone want to work out how much it costs for Makler to get through a Chiashi? Is it? I think it's 1 strength. There's 5 costs to install. It's maybe 1 strength. You get like a 1 credit. Hello. Well, that puts my ever so... Okay, we have found our Yusuf. Now, Typhonium can hit that pretty nastily. Best defense. Oh, he's just got rid of his 0 coster. I assume he sticks back the HQ ice. Yeah, I'm gonna replace it with a Typhonium. Because if he barrels into it, then I'm gonna trash. I'm gonna trash a whole load of stuff. I probably do res this Funhouse if he runs Archives, because I don't want him to charge up Yusef tokens. Possibly put some Makler down first. Problem is, once the Makler's down... Wow, Makler probably does not deal with this well. Probably have to push this Velotic. Let's see what we draw. We could put the Velotic in the server. We don't have any other 1-pointers. So Velotic is a bit annoying. I guess we're actually probably going to... This 15 minutes is going to go for this Typhonium. I can almost guarantee it. So I guess actually scoring out a 2-pointer is pretty reasonable. Because I do want to be able to win in 2 more scores. Two pointers. I've got an off-world in here somewhere. Okay, we found nabbing now. Outbreaks a tool booth. They check out Basilisk Synthland and a Guinea Pig. Oh gosh. Do I just push this? I just push this, right? So let's have a look at how bad Makler is. Makler is 2 strength. It would need to boost 6. One. It would need to boost by 6, so 6 credits, and then at least another 2, so 8 plus 5. Yeah, Marin is busted. So they need 13 to break Chiashi with Makler, like to install it and break it. which they will have exactly if they Aesop something. So I think I might need to put... Oh, the data pike's pretty bad against the Abagnale. That's a shame. The other thing would be to put the Philotic in there. I can draw once. Ugh. Well, this is bad. Yeah. Hmm. I'm really hoping they just decide to barrel into this funhouse. I've just thrown out the Scorched Earth actually, so they could just start running through it. And they can run through it anyway because of Aaron. It's worth bearing in mind. Cool. So what am I trashing here? I'm trashing the Yusef and the Abagnale. Yeah. Some mean stuff. Any action before this finds. Do I trash Aaron Maron here? Otherwise, Laguna is draw. This is all money. I think I trash the Aaron. So if Yusef goes, the Abagnale goes, the Aaron Maron goes. Very nice. I've just realised that now I can just advance this Velotic. Like, I'm protected everywhere. This data pike is going to go somewhere. Probably protecting a remote. And then I start jamming this Prior in it. Oh, there's a Botulus in here somewhere. He must have found it by now. And it will come in with an extra counter because of Grimoire. That is Joshua B. I've just thrown away my Scorch. I guess he's just Aesopsing this, right? Arc Lockdown. He does have a Levy in his deck. He does have a Levy. I think I'm just doing the 2 damage here and maybe hoping I hit the Levy. Is Jeff the archived? I did shuffle the archived. That is true. But the chance of me drawing it pretty slim. So if I triple advance this, what am I throwing out? Probably the Arc Lockdown, right? I think. What did I hit? I hit Diversion and a Fairy. Fairy is pretty irrelevant. We can throw out this Funhouse. I think it's not good. I think the Data Pike is better, and I think the Arc Lockdown. So the botchless is going to be the issue. That's his way through this Chiashi. And it's essentially free. With Grimoire, he's going to take 2 net damage. So the server's by no means safe. Oh, he sold the personal workshop. Kept the Josh B. Which is interesting. So he hasn't found his Mackler yet, or his Unity. Once he gets his Mackler and his Unity down, he gets in worryingly easily. Which means the mandatory updates, well, I say easily, I mean, it will still cost him money. The mandatory updates is potentially a better thing to push here, if so, because this wins him the game. I really want a 2-pointer. I really want a 2-pointer that's not 6 advancements. That's interesting. I wonder if that means that I can push now. Wonder if that means that I can push. No chance of Leela here, which is great. I know that it's not an agenda on the top. It's a drafter. Now, he has Begolta. So the draft doesn't feel brilliant. I think I'm going to... I feel like value neural here. I'm going to draw one. Maybe I should have just gone for this, but I feel like it just slams down Mackler and goes. And click through this to lose 1 credit and a click. This is probably the weakest thing in my hand. Yeah, I guess maybe icing R&D is better there. It forces him to put down Begolta. Levy's still around somewhere, but he wants to draw his breakers first before he levies. Maybe I should have just gone neural, like... Interesting. Is he putting a Nobkari down? Maybe. Is he playing Dinosaurus with a Mackler on it? It's wild if so. just hitting the neural to try and hit the 1 in 5 levy from hand is a thing. I don't think it's necessarily a good thing. But it is a thing. I wish this wasn't 6. If this was a 5-2, I would be happy. Eater, fine. Ironically, they put down Eater earlier than this Devonian because that. Oh, do I show them this hand? I can't show them this hand, can I? I can't show them this hand. Draw 1. Show them everything but the Pyrrhec. Throw out. Do I just throw out the Bagolta now? Not worth it, right? Unless I'm literally putting another thing. I think the Kakugo is potentially mean enough. The Neural's pretty good. I think I probably keep the ice. Let's get rid of the best defense. So I install double advance next turn. Because he must have Unity, and I don't think I can score this Pyrrhec. He's drawn his entire deck. So there's a Unity and a Macler in there, which means that this is not a safe server anymore. Not that it kind of was anyway. Wow, he's still looking for stuff. The Null Crew's going, the Macler's coming down for 2 credits. And 2 clicks, I guess. So once he's got his Unity down, we have a full break this week. This breaks the Typhonium for, I think it's 8 and a credit back. It's expensive. Is there any way of me protecting this Sensi? Cerebral feels really great next turn. Cerebral feels really great next turn. Just waste a click. And if I get to fire it. That's so good. Feel free to check it. If the Sensi fires just once, then holy hell, are we in a good place? But I definitely push the Cerebral. It's whether I install double advance it, or do I go install single advance, put another ice to make it look really protected. It's taken 5 clicks. Why did I throw out? Okay, so if I can draw, I just need to draw exactly Archive Memories. Wave. Wave. Is wave any good? Maybe wave is good because I get ice to bring back to my... Like, I can search for more ice. Is ice good right now? I'm worried he goes R&D here. I guess maybe protecting R&D was something that I can do. This really looks like the winning agenda for me, though. But leader is a problem. The best thing is that Bounty Hunter's seen the mandatory upgrades. So, if I double advances and take a credit next turn, it looks a lot like a mandatory upgrade. And he might just run it. And then, don't ask me what we do from there. These two cards are really good right now. I guess now that he's seen that the Scorched is in the bin, that's probably affecting the fact that he's... Oh, he's sold Joshua B now. Okay. There's a slight chance he Gabani's through this. I think he's running it. I think he's running it. This feels... Oh, yes. I mean, it's something, isn't it? Do we res either of these? The data pike, actually he has to boost now for the data pike. The data pike, ironically, Unity is worse at breaking data pike than the Abagnale was. Hilarious. We'll res the data pike. Oops, I forgot we need 3 credits to do this. Was 10, hilarious. We hit a DDoS. Did 1 core. Maybe we should have gone for the 2 core. Probably should have done install double advance, but I think if we did install double advance on that board state, it doesn't look safe. Okay, back in the money. Mikey is annoying as hell. I think we just take 3 here so that we can res this Kakugo if we need to. Maybe resing the data pipe was wrong. probably wrong. Because we left ourselves pretty poor. Yeah, the econ is rough. But I mean, we didn't draft much. We found our celebrity gift. This is why I had to leave this so Tanuki, when you were like, oh, just be jamming behind a charity, I knew I would need some of that Eve campaign money, so I just had to let it tick. And without that Eve campaign, I think that's the only real econ that we've played. Luckily, we got to res this for free, and we got to res this for free. Without that, we would not be on. We jam here, right? Install advance, take a credit. I think this was 10 and this was free. So at very worst, I wish I had 5 credits. I wish so much I had 5 credits, because next turn I think I could install double advance the Prirec. Maybe I should have taken a turn off there so that I can force them through twice. They have 17, so I think this was 10 and this was free, so that's like 13 credits. Do we have any other 2-pointers? Quick look at our deck. No, they have stolen them all. We have scored them. Is Oboe? No, Oboe's not safe. Don't really have a way of making it safe. So I think they have to go for this. I can't remember if they got any stim hacks. They might have got one stim hack. They have one stim hack in the deck. They also have a diversion. That's fine. We can duck the diversion. That would actually be worse, because then they'd take an access if they went through. They'd probably just stop at the Kakugo. And they haven't run yet. So their choices here are either make a run on the toll booth, try and leader it back, or challenge for remote. This unfortunately only cost them 2 credits. Okay, so what do we do here? So I can res the Kakugo. Duck the diversion. But if they then decide to continue, which would be, I guess, quite a lot of money, 2 plus like a load. So if they decide to continue and they take an access, then we potentially lose. I'm going to res. I think they won't continue. Yeah. There is another diversion in the deck. Right, well, we're going to be clicking for credits for at least one turn. And let's just assume that this is almost definitely going to be the turn that we draw. Whoa, they check out. Well, I guess that makes sense. The game's not going to go long enough. Okay, at least that is safe in hand. The wave feels worst here. It's quite safe in hand. If they run through the Kakugo, we're feeling pretty decent. They haven't got an ASOP's target, which is great for me. If they stim hack, well, I'm not going to have the money to jam out the Oboe. I was going to say if they stim hack in, it's going to become trickier for them to steal an Oboe. Okay, this looks like they're running it. If they run it, do we res? If we don't res, then they leader it. If we do res, we can get a Scorched back, but we don't have the money to use it. Celebrity Gift is awful right now. We can install a Sensei, which they then have to go and trash. We could install an Eve and bring a Breaker Bay back to hand. I mean, we can't do any of this because they won't let it fire, obviously. It's just if we res it, if we don't res it, it gets leered. Oh my word. I forgot they had freedom through equality. I assume they can get in here. Let's assume they've done the maths. I don't. Ah, yeah, they can just let one of these fire. This is going to be credit perfect. I think you are credit perfect, assuming that some of she fire. You have one in the deck. Oof. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are absolutely. It's two. So they have to boost 3 times, which is 6. And then they can pay 8. And they can let the subs fire. GG. Oh, Yeah, freedom through equality come in an absolute clutch here. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can join back in.
Oh,
okay.
He left the chat. Never mind.
I
Oh
think
man, what a game that was! Oh wait,
that
no, he's back. He's back.
that was wild. That was wild.
Oops,
Can
and there. Are you in?
yeah,
Can
I'm
you hear
in.
me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I think I've added you back.
That
Pretty sure I've added you back.
it says that you've muted my mic. It says you have muted my
Well, if you're saying
mic.
something, I can't hear you yet. But let me
I have
make sure you're.
joined
Yeah, no, you're here. Should be.
stream.
Oh, I can do that.
Apparently,
Let me see how I did that. Mute, unmute.
the host unmuted your
There you
mic.
go. There you are.
Hey,
Yeah, I
excellent.
figured it out. Oh
Oh,
my god, what a game!
that was a hell of
That
a game.
was so I didn't realize I had Levy when I was like down to 7 cards. So mentally I was like, I've lost this. He's ground me out. Good job. And then I was like a little frustrated because 1, 2, 3, 4 of my breakers are in the last 4 cards of the freaking deck.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, I was just waiting for the macla. I was doing like the maths, and I was like, well, if you can draw so much with Levy, so I think you can find the macla because I've had a priority requisition in hand for ages, and it wasn't quite safe enough to like jam it behind the
Mm-hmm.
Chiashi because
Mm-hmm.
I thought like I wasn't sure if you were just holding the macla or I knew you could probably draw into it with like
I mean, the
Laguna.
odds weren't bad. 1 in 4 if I draw 6 cards a turn. And
Oh,
I
I
had the
just
hyper turn.
Yeah, I should have protected for Eve early. I think I decided to protect R&D because like Leela, but I should have just stuck the if I'd stuck the toll booth in front of the Eve, like so that you can trash it early, then my start would have been much better.
Interesting. I definitely gorked the math on the breaker grid. Somehow in my head, I was thinking how Eve ticks off at the start of turn. So I
Oh right,
thought,
yeah.
ooh, all I have to do is get in there and knock out your Baker Bray, and then I've delayed it again. Instead of realizing reality, which is no, 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 no. And if I had remembered that, I would have clicked for 2 credits first and then
Yeah,
run. And
yeah,
it would have the whole game would have been different if you did not have 16 free credits.
completely. I mean, I didn't get that. I only got to take 10 off it because I needed to start. I
12?
needed to start jamming. I think.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, 10 or 12. Yeah.
but
Um, the assembling of a rig against this deck was fantastic. Putting Botulus in R&D was a mistake, I think.
yeah, I
But
was really surprised you didn't put that on the Chiashi.
it
Like
was the
really
obvious choice
surprised.
to put on Shiashi, right? But the
Yeah,
way I brained it was I can exert pressure on your remote every time you put something there because I have the means of getting in. I can't check R&D every turn because I will go bankrupt. You're
fair.
not going to put something in the remote every turn. Therefore, I'm going to make better savings locking R&D, and my win con is getting in on R&D and snagging the agenda I need. Turns out, no. That was the exact opposite of the correct solution. I need to invalidate your remote with a singleton of botulas that you're not going to keep up with.
Yeah,
I,
and
I also recognized just after this last turn that I made a misplay. The better solution for this last turn would have been to jack out after drafter,
yes, I
and then
was worried you were going to do that. But I think at that point, if you can get in, I think you do go for it because the chances the chances of it being an oboe are incredibly low. I think
no,
you
no,
have
no,
enough.
but I can deal with that because next turn you cannot do anything but take money, and you
True.
can't score an oboe or a off with anything in your deck. Therefore, I can go sack the Botulus for 3 credits, and then I have enough money to get in free and clear with enough cards for an Obokata, as well as everything. If I'm the only trick would be if it wasn't an agenda, but I don't think you have advanceable tracks after the overrider.
Yeah, I think it's just the overwriter.
By the way, when you overrided me on my channel, I was literally being like, and this is the overrider. I know it's coming. I don't know why I'm so eager to run into this overrider, but here we go. And
I probably should have gone for the double advance, but I just figured it looked.
No. You were fine to overwrite me the way you did. The point of the overrider was to deny me credits, right?
Yeah.
You weren't killing me with an overrider anytime soon.
No, but I was also like, if I can get one brain damage onto you, then if I do find the oboe, it potentially makes it a little bit more likely for me to be able to do something there. But yeah, that was pretty wild. It was a wild game.
That was really impressively long and fun.
Really gutted that you stole the SF. Like nabbing the blood and the water, fair enough. There were 2 agendas in there, 4 cards. You trashed 2 of the cards. Like I was gonna lose one of them, but I could have scored that out for 1 credit and 1 click next turn, which would have been nuts.
The blood in the water, you mean?
Yeah.
Because I was down to no cards in hand. I actually was like,
one card in hand.
It was the perfect moment of I Chiashi faceplant, but then I grabbed the reason that it's a problem.
Yeah.
And
that was
so a ridiculous criminal still comes out ahead.
I'm gonna pay 12 credits to res his Chiashi, but it's gonna essentially, as long as I just get lucky, I get a Chiashi and I get 2 points out of it.
Sacking 15 minutes to res Tithonium was both such a winning line, but also a losing line, at the exact same time. Because
I don't have any other 1-pointers. So my only.
I know, but you were gonna win with a 5-3 until that happened.
I was, but I also couldn't jam the 5-3. The remote wasn't safe at that point because I'd worked it out.
Did I have a fracture?
You didn't, but you had Laguna, and you had about 8 cards
I had a billion
left in
credits.
stock. I was like, you need to do, if I install double advance, what I had in the priority requisition, and you just draw with Laguna, install Makler, run the remote, then I lose immediately. So I was like, I'm gonna have to try and win off a 2-point. I nearly jammed the mandatory upgrades over the priority requisition because at least it's safer. I don't lose if you run it.
I was convinced that the off at server 1 was actually a man-ups when you first installed it, knowing jolly well you're not gonna score it. But I don't know that, so I'll run to the end. And I was even going to let you have it at one point. Be like, he thinks I'm going to go and steal that. He doesn't recognize that. I know that he knows. And then I did the math, and I was like, wait, but if I'm guessing wrong, I just lose. Yeah. And I can absolutely check that remote.
Yeah.
Maybe we just don't lose. That would be better. Let's try not just losing for... Man, that was an epic game. Freedom through equality is terrible. I can't believe that they allowed this card in the game.
Well, I can't, I love the fact that the whole thing came down to, look, you're on 1 credit, you got in with 1 credit and 0 clicks. And
taking face plant net damage just to get in.
Yeah, and basically with no board state apart from the absolute essentials, and I'm on 0 credit. It was literally down to a wire both sides.
Quote unquote true net runner.
Yeah.
Heart of the cards, criminal going broke, corporation cannot flip it. Now, if you want to see the opposite of that, flip to our next game where, the runner gets in everywhere for free, the corp keeps him out of nothing, and it's not even close. GG.
Well, we'll see. It's going to be an interesting one.
I will tell you candidly, I thought this game was going to be over by turn 10 with me losing. I did not think I had a shot. I didn't feel like I was bad or anything. Just I didn't really think that I was going to come together.
Yeah, but Leela always comes. Leela always pulls.
Leela legitimately. I think leveraging Leela led to the. Let me see if I can do this all in alliteration. Leveraging Leela led to a loss lull, letting me leech off the lag in your now game plan. Can't do game plan with an L. Stuck.
But yeah,
Word
like
pattern.
having to like, I mean, I possibly should have just scored out the Prirec, but I was like, if I do that, then you bounce HQ, and then I'm like
No, 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 no.
so
You don't know
much.
how dead you would have been. I actually was primed for that. I was like, you know what? Okay, so we didn't get Maklar. Fine. We're going to take a 7-click turn with a doof in hand and a naked HQ.
Yeah,
Good luck. Oh, and then you didn't score it. And I was like, okay. Now I have to really think if I should hyperdrive her or not. Yeah, 7 clicks to find a barrier breaker when you've just installed the ability to click for 2 cards.
yeah.
This should be no problem at all. Except it was. And then it was again, and it was again, and it was again. Draft agendas are interesting because you only have one of them, but I treat every agenda like it's that one.
Yeah, that's fair.
And
Everything's the oboe.
everything is the oboe. You always have a blood in the water handy. That scorched earth is going to kill me if I use Joshua B even once. Finding the scorch in the trash changed my life.
I threw out the Scorch the turn before you installed Joshua B, and I've never been more upset with myself. And then I was just like, if I can draw into an archive memories, like, because I did shuffle it back, but yeah, but
Oh, you shuffled it back? I didn't know that. Oh my god, I was running so dangerously. I didn't know you'd shuffled it back.
It's the second to last card, so it wasn't coming up anytime soon. But yeah, like I was like, the minute you install that, and then I drew, and I've got a neural in hand as well, so I'm like, there was very possibly a kill on the table if I hadn't thrown it out.
Scorch plus a neural to push me over the edge, even at the and I had a core damage, so actually it was straight death from any play.
Yeah.
Interesting. How did I take that core? Cerebral, right? Yeah. I also wasn't really gonna float tags, and then I realized I should float tags. I want you to pay to trash my stuff. And then I ended up cannibalizing my whole board with Aesops. Fun fact, I didn't know this. If you cannibalize Joshua B after taking his tag at end of turn, you keep the click, but you don't take the tag.
Ooh, of course not, because it's at the end.
Because he's dead.
He's dead. That's nice.
I was like waiting to have 2 tags, and it didn't happen.
I was kind of hoping you would have 2 tags because I had a best defense in hand, and I was like, if you take 1 more, then I can start trashing your breakers. Like,
I think all my breakers cost more than that.
yeah, but I was like, if you take 1 more, like if you get to 3, it'd be pretty good.
I love that you rezzed Kakugo in response to Doof, but I also love that Doof forced you to go to 2 port to actually score.
Yeah.
Like,
now
the last 3 turns have all been because of that fork.
Yeah. But there was also there was a bit of a sketchy thing there because I was like, if you actually continue to go through, like, I didn't think you would, but there's a chance that you just keep running, and if you do, you take an access, and then you probably win because the Prirec was in hand. And I'm like, I was actually wondering whether just to let you doof me so that you definitely didn't take an access, but then I did the maths on how much it was going to cost.
Oh, you have a second Prirec?
Yeah, there's one in hand. There's been one in hand for yonks.
Oh.
When I had it when I celebrity gift, and I had to draw an extra card so that I could celebrity gift
you sneak. You have no idea how much the fact that you celebrity gifted me a hand that didn't have Obokata put me at ease. In fact, if you had installed advance or double advance right after that, there's about an 80% chance that I would have let it go and assumed it was man up spade.
I was tempted to, and then I was like, maybe I can do it because you'll think it's that, and I just didn't want to risk it. And like, I think that was probably the right.
There is a matrix of counterplay and strategy and bluffing, and where you fall in that matrix varies based on your read of your opponent and of your own personal style. I can tell you candidly that I probably lean a little more towards seat of my pants net runner than some better players than I do. But on the other hand, I've seen people who are completely comfortable doing heart of the cards, and that is not me.
Yeah.
I need to know that statistically this is the right move, and yeah, sometimes it's not, but he's not going to pick up on that.
Right.
And then he does over and over and over. Shall we switch sides?
Yeah, let's do it.
I think we've got one more to do. let's leave this game. Oh my god. Do you want to create and I'll join?
No, you create it.
Will do. I am the court this time, and I don't remember my deck anymore. I just remember it's not that great. Oh wait, that doesn't work because it's standard.
That's
We're gonna need
standard.
something a little unstandard, shall we? A little casual. Draft. Draft Corp. Oh, that was such an epic game.
Okay, right. I am gonna leave your stream.
Oh, I forgot. We're playing this bullcrap. Oh no, did you see my opening hand?
No.
Don't.
I
Because we can reload it.
For those who think I did see it, I covered the screen when I went into the restream. So I didn't actually see it. I do not know the card's name. Now. I have a mining accident in hand. Which turns off Gagarin. It's the best card I have. Do you think I can force him below 5 credits turn 1? Because if so, then I can play this mining accident and then my troubles are over. All of these other cards are Dreamnet's fine. Dreamnet's good. Okay, what? You see, I've got better money hands. Only slightly, like a Proco, the Daily Casts, Aesops, if I find some other stuff. Day Job. Queen's Gambit is probably fine in this matchup as well. I think I really want the mining accident. I'm mulliganing. Oh my gosh, I've got Desperado. Fine. Okay, we're all good. We are all good. I've also got Pan Weave. Which is pretty disgusting here. I can't remember. Citadel will help me against Urban Renewal, which he is on. Okay. I think it's like Desperado. Take a credit, DreamNet run. Probably. Okay. Let's see what Bounty Hunter does here. He'll want to spam out 3 things. He has very little ice. I am incredibly good at breaking decoders. I have Sai, which is excellent. I have Yogg, which is ridiculous. And I have Torch, but Torch doesn't get played. I have no fractors, and all of his ice ended up being barriers. Pretty gross. Right, I'm going to go for this play. Oh, I see the Jackson. I can't trash it. Okay. He also started with Jackson in hand. Blueberry could be good here. But I think, I can check your deck list, right? Right, I'm just going to have a little look at what that could be. Hopefully I've got... I might not have his saved. Let's see if it's down here. Downloads. I think it was a download. Player 1 list 2. Okay, here we go. I have found it. Okay, so that is either a red herrings makes sense. Otherwise it's Cyberdex or a Yakov. So I run, pay 1, get 1 from Desperado, trash for red herrings. Then I run back. This isn't like the whole turn, is it? Interesting. Nice. Do I want to access that? No. I could rigging up out the Panweave. I kind of want to get the Citadel down first. Because he is on Urban. Was he on Snare? He is on Snare. Don't die to Snare. Kill a Junebug. Also could have died to Junebug. Okay, forgot he was on Junebug. Right, let's try and find our Yogg, hey? Let's draw 1. Run HQ. That's why we drew 1 first. I think we can draw. And we're just... Draw again. Let's just run again for another credit. Ooh. I'm going to spend 0 here. Okay. We get to clear the tag for a credit, I will assume. Okay, the Citadel has already come in handy. I feel less bad about doing it. Okay, let's see if Sax overdraws here. I think there was only 1 snare. I'm tempted to draw 1 first just in case. Got the Junebug back. Okay. Discard my card. Keeping snare money. Right, we're going to draw once first. We found our Yogg. We found our Yogg. We're going to run HQ. Panweave. Desperado, really good here. Do we want to trash this now? Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to run again, but that's fine. We're going to get this cast down. Oh yeah, sorry, full screen. Nice one. Thank you. We can probably zoom in a bit as well. Okay, so Panweave Desperado is basically our game plan. Here we can not quite do well. We'll run HQ. We don't like they only have one snare, right? Hive. Yo, gets through for 0 credits. Hilarious. I think we probably run again and then we lucky find. Still a hive, and then we'll just get some money. So next turn we can put down a Yogg. I think this deals with all of their ice in a hilarious manner. Now we just want to sorry, excuse me. Now we just want to find, okay, we'll steal that. I don't think we need to flip switch. We just want to find our medium, which we have just found. I think we can just draw again. Okay. Oh my gosh, they've gone down to 0. We'll trash that. We'll trash that. We'll trash that. We'll trash that. See it in the zoomer. We see some money. Okay. Do we check this? We could go HQ first to sap a credit. This could be the Cyberdex virus sweep. Should annoyingly give them money. I also have to pay for each one of these. Rude. What are we spending here? 0? We don't want to trash that. I can refuse to enter others, right? Because of Baa Ram tax. Sure. something that kills me here, right? I don't remember. Okay. Uh, I can citadel this. There is something that kills me. Someone, all cards in grip. Fine. Oh, boo. I was just saying there's nothing that kills me, right? Oh, uh, I think I just go back. I wonder what that other upgrade is then. There it goes. Bit quicker. This one. All right.
Anyone's game, but this one I was right. There was no way I was winning. I
I'm
didn't
back in the
have
chat.
a game plan that could. If I'd gone slow. Oh, yeah, perfect. Do that.
Okay, you got me?
All right. Are you unmuted? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Can I hear
yeah,
you?
I can hear you, and
Oh, there we
you can
go.
hear me.
Now,
There we go.
perfect. Okay, perfect. Okay, so yeah, I will say this. Last game did not go by my prediction, but this one went exactly as I predicted.
Yeah,
Very poorly for my deck.
yeah.
Um, Looking through, I probably shouldn't have switched from Gagarin to RP, but it wouldn't have mattered either way. The thing that cost me this game was the fact that you could R&D lock me, and there was never going to be a world in which I could prevent that unless I put 2 or 3 ice in your way.
Yeah.
Now, I do have the right ice.
So
In fact,
endless Eula on the inside there is, yeah, really
correct,
good
with
for
pup
you.
above it. With pup above it.
Yeah.
And that was the play, and it would have been perfect, but I didn't draw the money I needed at all at any point. And
No,
all
I mean I
the
trashed a lot of it.
I think turn one Desperado, Panweave, DreamNet, turn two this on turn 1 and 2 was just too much pressure.
It
I
was
think if you
a bit
had
disgusting.
I think if you had Desperado on turn 5 and Panweave on turn 7, it would have been much less of a factor. And despite that, you came within a hair's breadth of death 3 times, which I'm
Yeah.
okay with.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
mean,
like I
hair.
I
You know
put
that first time you ran HQ,
yeah.
you were
Was it a
20%
snare?
dead to snare.
Oh my gosh.
20% dead to snare, which is why I played poorly to make you run the snare the next time when you instinctively ran HQ. First click, get 2 credits, deny me a credit, access a card and draw a card. Oh, snare, you're dead. But
I
you drew up
think
to 3.
yeah, I think I exactly like I was like, you are playing one snare, so I'm gonna draw one. I'll get one draw off DreamNet, and then I don't die to snare. But like the fact that I installed the Citadel, I was like, this is like just a little bit of backup tech because I couldn't remember
Proper
exactly
insurance.
what tag pun like I was like I remember you having like a mutual assured destruction, so I'm like, I'm just gonna install this now, and it turned out to be so clutch because without that I 100% lose this game in
I
many
have
occasions.
Mad and Boom, and I threw away the Mad when I realized that that Boom was never going to happen through your protection.
Wow. So when I lost it to the Breach Dome, then you actually had a pretty
Suddenly,
good.
it was on the table again.
Yeah.
But this is not the end of the world because I also have the means of recurring that. I have draw from archives and shuffle back in Jinteki genotyping.
Yep.
Trash top 2 of R&D, shuffle up to 4. So I wasn't too worried about the long term. I was worried about I can't keep you out from anywhere. I can't keep you unprofitable, and I can't protect my servers. So there's literally I have the right tools. I will just never be able to deploy them in any meaningful fashion.
I mean, I drew exactly like I can't believe how well I drew that game as well. Like I
Mm.
only really drew stuff which I needed. Like I was like, all I need to draw out of my breakers is my Yogg, and it deals with all of your ice incredibly well. The others don't
I
deal with it very well.
I actually was saying the same thing on my side that the problem here is Yago deals with everything. That the reason I held back the pup was because I wanted to pup Eula
Yeah,
to block R&D, but I drew 7 points of agendas,
yeah. I mean,
so I
it's
didn't have the luxury of putting unguarded things in server one. I had to put up something token defense.
yeah, like the single spin doctor is rough. And actually, I think I drafted a sprint, and I think tools like that are pretty like key. Um, and
I
maybe
wasted my Jackson Howard because I wanted to kill you with snare early because I knew that the longer the game goes, the less my windows go.
yeah,
And I made the mistake of being in the mental space that you're 20%, you hit the snare, you're dead. Let me make that 80%, instead of realizing, and then you get 4 clicks, so you're not going to run click one with one card in hand. Probably.
probably not. I
That was probably an overreach.
I'll tell you what, I did mulligan. I mulliganed into that hand with it had like Desperado and Dreamnet in it, and that and the Pan Weave, which was just like I was like, oh my gosh, and I'd mulliganed out of a hand which was really bad, apart from it had a mining accident in it, and I was like, if
Mm.
I can land an early mining accident, then your
Just
ID
negate
ability
Gagarin
does nothing.
for the game.
Um, so
Nice.
that was really tempting. And I was
And you
so
know I'm not
and
icing archives against Kit with
yeah,
5 ice in my deck.
and
It's
then
just not gonna happen.
and then I was like, I immediately, like as soon as I clicked the mulligan button and I saw a Desperado, I was like, well, this is way better. This is like the ultimate thing I could have drawn in my opening hand, and then to get Dreamnet as well, I was like, yeah, I'm all good now.
The first game was the better of the two, but
Yeah, I
both
think
games were fun.
yeah,
I will not pretend that this one wasn't being a little suppressed. Clearly, going into a draft, you need to be flexible, but after the first couple grids, at least, you really need to settle on your strategy.
hmm
Um, because I could have drafted 3 to 6 more ice if I had been so inclined, or I could have gone a different route, but I needed to pick something.
yeah,
I definitely think the runner first is the way to go.
yeah,
I
I think
think
so.
that drafting Corp first would just exacerbate the difficulty of the matchup even more. Holy Toledo, it's already 6:45. Okay, so thanks everybody who showed up and watched. I had an absolute banger of a time, and Ba, thank you so much for coming out on channel and doing this with me and being the guinea pig, as it were. Uh, the game is Android Netrunner. The game mode is grid drafting. Once more, the website is anrgriddraft.glitch.me. I'm going to drop this link into the YouTube vid. It's already been on the chat for those of you who are just watching the log. Please check it out. I'll also post the link over on the Reddit or something. I'm very eager to hear people's feedback, if it's fun to try or not. I think that a timer for draft rounds would change it significantly from a deeply strategic choice to more of a blitzier choice. And especially if you don't have the luxury of being in chat with the person you're drafting with, I would almost feel like it's a bit of a necessity, because I wouldn't want to wait 2 minutes while someone else parses every possibility for mine back, if that makes
I
sense.
think we should. I think we should give that a go in the future because I really like the idea of the added pressure and just like having to go. You gotta pick. You've got 5 seconds or you get no cards.
I mean, I could actually mentally picture like just a ticking down bar, 10 seconds, go, 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 go. And the result is your deck will be worse, sure, but you'll know that going in, and so will your opponents. It's just a lower power level.
Yeah.
Then I have stopped and looked up every card in your deck, mathed what you're missing, right? I also like the idea of being blinded to your opponent's cards and only seeing your own, so that it becomes a memory game as well, because I definitely benefited slash suffered from knowing your build, right?
Yeah.
An open decklist tournament versus closed decklist tournament is already a thing. But because the grid draft gives you all this information when you draft, I almost feel like you should be like, you already know all this. Remember it. Good luck, right? Uh, and then having to make decisions around the uncertainty because failure of human memory. Yeah, I think that could be fun. But as it stands, I am just going to put up my Spurs for the minute and say that programming project worked. It worked well enough to be considered done. I am very happy with the way this turned out. And I don't know about you, but I do intend to do this again. Like, this was very, very fun to play.
Yeah, I had an absolute blast. Loved it. Great fun.
Thank you so much for everything. I'm going to hop off. For those of you who have been following with us and want to see more of this kind of content, please drop a comment, like, subscribe, blah blah blah. But more specifically, definitely leave a comment so that I kind of get a hint that this is something people are looking for or not. There's a decent chance that Andre and I will do a cube draft next Thursday. I'm hopeful that we can use this again then, and if there are improvements or changes I need to make before then, that I can get those in as well. Yeah, that's about all I got. Thank you guys so much for watching. Always be running. Have a great time, and I will see you guys next